By Spiral. Happy football, New Year, football fans. Alongside my broadcast partner, the czar of the playbook, Emory Hunt. I'm Joshua Jackson. So glad that you decided to spend part of your football Sunday here with us here on Flow Sports. And Emory, if you know anything about football, it's going to be about, if you're going to do well, you got to have some talent at the quarterback position. We've got a slew of that here today on tap for these fans here today.
A great bit of talent at the quarterback position, Josh. And I think when you look at this game in totality, you'll be impressed with what we've able to acquire here in this Tropical Bowl. Been at practice all week, and these guys hadn't really separated themselves, so we should see a good competition battle going throughout this ball game.
When you talk about guys like Brandon Cozart and Anu Solomon and Danny Etling, guys who have had great careers over their four-year career, this is a lot of talent here, as you see on the screen here, a lot of talent here at that quarterback position.
Yeah, Patrick O'Brien out of Catawba College is a guy that was very intriguing coming in. He played at 3 different colleges, so he's well-traveled, but this week I thought he put on an impressive show. And Daquan Neal, kind of a jack-of-all-trades type of a player, played wide receiver and quarterback at Elizabeth City State, did both this week in this ball game. We're going to see how well he can translate to the next level as far as a receiver is concerned, but excited to see all of these guys get out here and compete as well.
And even looking at some of the other offensive standouts here in this today's game, just so much talent here, and especially at that FBS level, you're getting the cream of the crop and guys who may not necessarily get a chance at going to the Senior Bowl and that sort of thing, but some of the other offensive players are really going to be coming in and really got an opportunity to impress some of these college scouts as well, these pro scouts as well.
A guy like Alan Zay Staggers out of Southern Miss had an impressive week of practice. We won't see him in this ball game, but keep an eye on Chris Robinson out of Delta State, the statesman, the fighting okra. This guy was explosive all week long, making guys miss in and out of breaks and things of that nature. So he was impressive all week at practice. And also a guy like Charles Nelson out of Oregon. I love how quick he was in and out of his breaks. And Malik Williams out of Louisville, another impressive prospect to keep an eye on as well game.
Just about said to get things going here in Daytona Beach as you get a look at Aaron Medley out of the University of Tennessee, getting set to put total leather here for the national team in blue. A gorgeous early morning for football here in the world's most famous beach of Daytona Beach, Florida. Football Saturday's home to the Wildcats of Bethune-Cookman, but today we get set to kick off the 2018 Tropical Bowl presented by Spiral. Medley approaches. Here is the kick. We're underway here from Daytona. This will go a couple yards into the end zone, and here's the return. We got a nice little hole here out to the 20, to the 25, still on his feet out to the 30, up to the 35-yard line. A solid return there for the American team, as on the return is Trevor Steinke out of South Florida.
He's another kid that was impressive all week long. Cat-like quickness, which is why you see him returning the football on his opening kickoff. Great start here for the American squad. I'm excited to see this team play because I thought this offensive line was probably the better out of the two. They were a little bit more consistent, so see how they compete against this defensive front of the national squad.
It will be Anu Solomon getting the start at quarterback for the American squad out of Baylor University. Started his career at Arizona, but transferred to Baylor where he finished out his career. Inside handoff, there's some room out to the 45. Still on his feet, getting it further into national territory. First down there for the American squad. As on the carry is Zachary Green, a running back out of Arizona.
Yeah, this was another guy that was very powerful all week long. They have a stable of backs on this roster. You saw right there on that first play, that offensive line cleared a lane for him to burst right through.
Now to the 45-yard line of the national squad is this American team. Solomon, another inside handoff. He's going to be stacked up at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard on the play. As on the carry is Augustus Edwards. He is out of Rutgers.
It's a good stop right there by Niles Scott, the defensive lineman from Frostburg State, 6'2", 315. Breaking, contain, and getting in there and making a stop at the line of scrimmage.
Second down and about 9 out to the 44-yard line of the national squad. Trying to establish that ground game once again. There's another big run and another first down for the American squad. That's Edwards once again on the carry. We talked about that big offensive line for the American squad. They're really plowing the road here for these running backs.
Yeah, you look at that right guard right there, number 75, Austin Olson out of Southern Illinois, a guy that can play guard or tackle, and he had a really impressive week of practice as well, especially in one-on-ones.
Now to the 33-yard line. It'll be a shotgun formation here for the American squad. And off to Edwards again, and Edwards getting further into national territory out to the 25-yard line. Augustus Edwards, the third consecutive carry. He'll get it out to the 24 of the national squad.
It's nothing fancy here, man. It's just straight downhill running. They're moving their linemen left to right. They're getting these guys out in the move. You see the athleticism that they have up front. But, again, keeping it real simple here on this opening series.
Second down and about a yard out to the 24-yard line. Solomon changing the play at the line. He'll pass for the first time today. He's going to take a shot deep and incomplete. Nice coverage there by the national team defender out of Alabama A&M. That's Dexter Reese, 5'9", 169. Played his college ball for the Bulldogs of Alabama A&M.
Really good program, man. And they're going through a coaching transition right now, as a lot of teams in the SWAC and MEAC are, but they're pumping out some prospects here. Excited to see him get out here and compete.
Here's third down and a yard out to the 24-yard line. Solomon, for the first time, will go under center this afternoon. Hands off to the back. He is going to be close. It'll depend on the spot. It looks to be a yard or so short.
On the carry, J.J. Green.
On the carry is J.J. Green, running back out of Georgia Tech.
Yeah, he ran right into Herbert Moore of Ole Miss. Just great job beating his guy off the ball. And now you're starting to see that defensive line of the national team play with some pride right here and try to clamp down and hold these guys to no points in this opening series as they come up on this fourth and short.
Fourth and a yard out to the 24. Solomon back in the gun. Hands off to the back. He's got the first down and more. Still on his feet. Still on his feet, breaking tackles. And it's going to depend. Did he get into the end zone? It's a touchdown. Appears to be for
on the carry.
The American squad. I'm they're going to say he's down at the 1.
23 yards on the play.
Was Zach Green on the carry, getting it down to the 1-yard line. I'll hand off to Green once again. He finishes the job. Touchdown, American squad.
Number 28, Zachary Green.
Zach Green finds pay dirt, and the first points of the 2018 Tropical Bowl go to the American squad.
You got to love a new Solomon congratulating his old teammate right there, punching it into the end zone and finishing that drive like you talked about. But just an impressive start to this ball game by that offensive line. I thought they really showed what they showed in practice all week long, and this is why I was excited about seeing these guys get out here and compete in this all-star game because, again, you talk about one-on-ones, you talk about team drills. This offensive line, I thought, showed cohesiveness. It's something you don't normally see in an all-star game.
And for a game that's predicated more or less, mainly features a lot of those skill guys, it's good to see the running game get started and really kind of feature those that offensive line and hopefully make their case here in front of these pro scouts.
Exactly.
Here's Sergio Schroka on for the extra point. He is out of Purdue. Or check that, he is out of Charleston State, excuse me. Pro-style extra points, and this one is no good, pushed down to the right. So 11:40 left to go here in this first quarter. Right down the field go the American squad. They're taking it into the end zone for the early touchdown to have a 6-0 lead.
Now here's the thing. When you look at the national team coming out here offensively, what I was able to gather all week long was that the skill guys are going to impress the fans out here today because I thought their receiving core was excellent. They did a lot of work on the cornerbacks in one-on-ones. I thought they were pretty excellent in that capacity. So I'm excited to see those guys get out here and compete. We may see them throw the football more so than running the football as we saw the American squad.
And you got to love games like this. You hear about the Senior Bowl and you hear about the All-American Bowl and that sort of thing, but you've got a lot of underrated guys here with their opportunity to try to impress the pro scouts here this afternoon.
Yeah, guys that are maybe later round to undrafted free agent type players, but guys that are productive college players, guys that have a lot of fanfare coming in, a lot of recognizable names. And that's something that you don't normally see in all-star games of this caliber, but this is a great get by the Tropical Bowl. Did a great job of acquiring talent and putting together a great roster, and that's why we have a really good game that we're going to see today.
Absolutely. Of course, later on this afternoon, we'll have the Globe Bowl here, with a game between the team players from the United States, and there's also a team from the international squad, a team from guys from Mexico, Canada, that sort of thing. So that'll kick off around 2 o'clock p.m. right here on Flow Sports. But we get set for kickoff here as Schroka gets set to put toe to leather.
For the American
the first time this afternoon will kick away to the national squad.
Sergio Schroka.
Schroka out of Charleston State, 6'1", 180 pounds. Here's his kick. Be taken at around the 8-yard line. Getting across the 20, swarmed under right around the 23.
Number 22 on the return.
That's Arkeel
Arkeel
Newsome on the
tackled
return.
by number
5'7",
44
185-pounder out of
Sanford.
UConn.
He has a ton of speed, man. I was at their
Pierre.
game versus
First and
Memphis
10.
earlier this season, and he caught a
For the
short screen pass
national
and took it
team
about 80 yards
at the
on that day. And
23-yard
all week
line.
long, you saw him catch the football out of the backfield, win versus linebackers in one-on-one. So how they get him involved in the passing game is going to be key.
It will be Brandon Harris getting the start for the national squad out of North Carolina, 6'2", 220-pounder. He'll start off in the gun, 1st and 10 from their own 23. Harris is going to show off the arm. Throws to the middle, pass incomplete. Looking for Charles Nelson out of Oregon. So falls incomplete, brings up 2nd down here for the national squad.
Brandon Harris's pass incomplete.
I thought Jason
Second
Beck
down
of
and
Eastern
10
Michigan had a really
at
good
the
week of practice as well.
23-yard
So
line.
the American team, I thought, practiced with a little bit more pop in it. So excited to see those guys get out here and compete as you see Brandon Harris's numbers for his career.
Harris will go under center this time on the 2nd down play from their own 23. Hands off to the back, and he is swarmed under right in the backfield. Making first
Number
contact was
24,
Keyshawn Freeman
Alfred
out of Georgia Tech.
on the carry.
On the carry was Alfred Ramsby out of Georgia Southern.
What
Tackled by
makes
number
Keyshawn Freeman
59.
so tough to defend is the fact that he's a shorter
Bart
guy playing
Mazzara
defensive end. He's
and number
6'2",
42,
so he's able to win with
Keyshawn
leverage, and
Freeman.
also he has the quickness to beat you off the ball. So he's able to get underneath their pads and find that little crack in the,
No
in the
gain
offensive
on the
line and
play.
slice right through, just like he
Third
did
down
there
and 10.
for the tackle for loss.
At the
3rd down
23-yard
and 10
line.
from the 23-yard line. Harris in the gun. Gonna take a shot deep, and it is incomplete. The flag's gonna get thrown.
Pass incomplete. Flag on the
That
play.
pass appeared to be intended for Dominic Bonner out of Minnesota Duluth. Some D2 love there for the UMD Bulldog.
Listen, Minnesota Division II football is outstanding because if people think about it, Minnesota only has a one FBS program, which is the Gophers, right?
Holding
And everything
on
else is Division
defense.
II. And so that's why you have a guy that'll play later on today, and Adam Thielen, balling out of control because he's probably Division I talent, but there's no FCS level to go to.
First
So you're
and
going to see a
10.
ton of talent coming from the
the
Division
blue
II
team
Minnesota program,
at
just
the
like you see the
33-yard
Division
line.
III Wisconsin programs. There's no FCS or D2 in Wisconsin. So I'm not surprised to see this level of talent here coming out of the Minnesota D2s.
It's a holding call against the American squad. It's a 1st down for the Nationals after the penalty. Harris back to pass once again. Pressured, hit, and he will go down.
Quarterback Brandon Harris sacked.
Big guys making all kind of noise.
by
Antoine
number
Miles out of
11,
Purdue.
Antoine Miles.
Also appeared to be Tico Powell out of UAB combining on the stop.
Yeah, Powell, brute strength up front is impressive. That's something that stood out to me at practice.
Loss of
So
6 on the
he's
play.
a guy that's going to get pressure on the interior, and that's what you want to see
Second
from
down
the
and
defensive tackle because he
16
can play
at the
the run on the
27.
way to the quarterbacks. You saw him break through right there and be in on the sack.
Harris looks like he's going to have to come off for a play as he lost his helmet. And he'll give way to Danny Etling. Etling out of LSU, started his career at Purdue, transferred over to LSU for his final couple of years of college football, playing for Coach Ed Orgeron over in Baton Rouge. After the sack, 2nd down and long, ball backed up to the 27. Etling trying to set up the screen. And he will lose a yard.
Quarterback Danny
Might have gotten out
Etling
to the
on the
26-yard
carry.
line, but nice job there by the American defense to affect things on that screenplay.
Yeah, sniffed out that screen and really had nowhere to go.
Third
Guy
down
took an
and
unnecessary
17
hit, and
at
Arkeel
the
Newsome
26-yard
kind of
line.
was a sacrificial lamb on that one. But good defensive series on the opening series for this American squad, and it looks as if they're going to put these guys in a 3rd and long situation.
3rd and long from the 26-yard line, loss of a yard for Danny Etling as Harris comes back in the game at quarterback for the national squad. Harris flush from the pocket once again. He'll throw across his body. The pass is
Brandon Harris's pass
incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Intended for number
4th and long. Now
81,
you see a
Jordan
punting
French.
situation, but great defensive stand
4th
here
down
by the
and
American squad,
17
getting off the field, and
at the
that's what you want to
26-yard
see.
line.
This is the mark of a team that practiced well
Set the
all
punt.
week.
Number
They were
17,
efficient. They were in tune.
Austin
You have to give a lot of credit
Barnes
to
from
head
East
coach Ty
Carolina.
Littlejohn, who
Back
got his guys
deep.
ready to play on this opening series to set the tone.
Number
Bunting unit comes on
37,
here for the
Trevor Steinke
national
from
squad.
South Florida.
Nice high hanging punt. And it will get out to around the 35-yard line. A late hit out of bounds, but no flag thrown.
Steinke on the return.
As that was Trevor
First
Steinke on the
and
return.
10 for the red team.
So solid
at
offense for the American
35-yard
squad,
line.
even more solid defense there for this team in red, and they get the ball back with the lead, already leading 6-0.
46 yards on the punt.
You always want to see
7
what happens
yards
when you
on
have
the
another
return.
swing at the ball here. And in their second series offensively, what changes will they make? Will they go more of to more of a passing game? We saw them run the football really well. Will they stick with the runner? Will they start to get these receivers involved here? You got 1-on-1 down at the bottom, too.
One thing we do see is that New Solomon does have that arm. He passed for nearly over 7,300 yards in his career between his two schools in Arizona and Baylor. But he'll hand off to the back here on this first down
Number
play, getting a
5
solid
on the
gain
carry,
of about 6
J.J.
yards.
Green from
Is
Georgia
J.J. Green
Tech.
out of Georgia Tech. When we talk about a team that runs the ball, you talk about Paul Johnson and the Yellow Jackets up in
Anthony
Atlanta.
Wynn.
And you talk about a guy
Number
named Brandon Bryant who
43,
did he did
Brandon
all of his career at
Bryant.
Lafayette College is make
Pick
stops. That was a
up
good
of
stick
6
right
on
there
the
in the
play.
hole. Bryant was
Second
one of
down
these
and
guys that made a
4
zillion
at
tackles
the
at Lafayette. Was
41-yard line.
their heart and soul to their defense.
Second down and about 4 from the 41. Solomon out route pass. Gets it out to LaKivante Gonzalez out of Southeastern.
Andrew Solomon's pass
Gain of a
complete
couple on the play, bring up third down.
to
And
number
Brandon Bryant,
82.
once again, right on cue on that tackle. So
LaQuavante
you start to see what guys have done
Gonzalez.
all throughout their college career. They have two great
Tackled by
linebackers,
number
Brandon Bryant
43,
and
Brandon
Garrett
Bryant.
Dolan, who also made a zillion tackles at Houston Baptist. So he's one of those guys that
Third
has
down
been a
and
household
2
name throughout the course of his career. A 4-year
at the
starter, 4-year
42.
all-conference player. And excited to see him get out here and compete.
There's third down and a long 2 from around the 42, 43-yard line. Solomon loads to throw, far side it is. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did.
Solomon's
It's the
pass
Cal Golden Baron
complete
Jordan Veazey, 6'3", 220, out of Cal Berkeley. He'll move the chains for a first down.
to
And
number
what's great about
38.
his game is that he's a guy that can not only play on the
Jordan
outside, as you saw
Veazey
right
from
there,
Memphis.
but they can work him inside. I love his quickness
First
coming
and
off the
10
ball. That was on display
For
all
the
week in
red
practice.
team,
Gets it out to the 30-yard line of the national squad. It'll be first and 10. Solomon hands off again. This is J.J. Green. Green with room. Green inside the 25. Stays on his feet and gets out of
J.J.
bounds
Green
at around
on
the
the carry.
21.
Now, you mentioned Paul Johnson and that option attack at Georgia Tech. One thing that was impressive about his game all week was the fact that he's a pretty good receiver out of the
9
backfield. Now,
on
that's
the
something
play.
we don't normally
Second
see
down
at
and
Georgia
1
Tech, but these
at
guys
the
are very
22-yard
apt
line.
at catching the football, especially if those guys are having to catch those pitches all day in that option. But seeing him involved in the passing game today is what I'm looking forward to seeing.
Gain of 9 on the play for Green. 2nd and 1 from the 21. Solomon swings it out to Green, and Green has got room. Inside the 20. Inside the 15 and out of bounds at the
Solomon's
11.
pass
J.J.
complete to
Green
number
with that
5,
space gets the
J.J.
first
Green.
down for
First
the
down,
American team.
American
I'm just
team.
trying to do my best Tony Romo impression, calling out plays and
First
things like that.
and 10.
So I'm just saying, like, these guys have
At the 11-yard
already in this
line.
first quarter put together on film what they've done all week at practice.
First and 10 for Todd Littlejohn's American team. Out to the 11-yard line. Back in the red zone is this American squad. Solomon hands off. That is Edwards again. And Edwards
Number 29.
will get inside the 10.
Malik Williams from Louisville on the
And they'll
carry.
mark him down at around the
Tackled
9
by
to the 11-yard line.
Now, George Odom was an outstanding player at Central Arkansas. You're going to see right here on the replay doing things like this. Boom. You want to see him get that arm around, but he almost slipped off that tackle. But that's just a great stick, a great reading recognition right there by a guy that's going to be making a transition from either outside linebacker to strong safety. I think he has the athleticism to do both.
That was actually Malik Williams on the previous carry. They'll give it back to Edwards this time. And Edwards gets to the 5-yard line.
George Odom. of
Augustus
Alcorn
Edwards on the
State.
carry out of Rutgers.
Central Arkansas, excuse me.
They'll get out to the 5-yard line.
Bryant, once again, he may not have the overall explosiveness or the speed, but this is a guy that always finds his way to the football. And he's there
Third
at the
down.
right time to make the stop, which is why he was one of the best players
And a long
in the Patriot League
3.
this season.
There's 3rd and 4
At the
from the
5-yard
5-yard
line.
line of the national squad. We have whistles on the play. We have a timeout on the field taken by the national team. Timeout taken by the national squad. National team trying to regroup as they're staring down the barrel of possibly going down 2 scores.
Yeah, and that's what you want. You don't want to have that happen in an all-star game, but you want to see how these guys respond in crucial situations, and that's all it is in football, how you deal with the situations, how you deal with third downs, backed-up defense, a backed-up offense. And right now we're seeing a team in the American squad just kind of have their way with this national defense. So you want to see these guys step up, show some pride, and get a stop.
Absolutely. Fans, are you an annual pro subscriber on Flow Sports? If not, upgrade to an annual subscription in account settings to gain premium content on every site in the Flow Sports Network. This includes more than 1,000 live events, original documentaries, exclusive training, and technique videos, and more. All of this is accessible to any annual subscriber to any Flow Sports site. And also, if you're a pro subscriber and you would be able to tune into Flow Elite and enjoy all of the action of Wodapalooza 2018 down in sunny Miami, Florida. We have a 3rd down and 4 here for this American squad at the 5-yard line. They can get to the 1 for the 1st down as Anu Solomon will work from the gun.
A lot of space up at the top of that screen. See if they get some movement going that way.
One-on-one action down low as Okechi Tizagwe from Benedict College was one-on-one. But here's Solomon. He's rolling. Looking, throwing across his body, back of the end zone, and batted away incomplete. Looking for Trevor Steinke in the back of the end zone. And there's that man once again on the coverage there in Brandon Bryant.
That looked a lot like what we saw last night in that Falcons-Eagles game.
It did.
Rolled to the short side of the field, but you saw the open space, and right there, 82 is open. Throw it to him. That's what you want. That's where you want to go with the football. But he waited, try to hit someone in the back of the end zone. But good job once again by that man again. Brandon Bryant already in on a lot of plays in this ball game.
They're going to go for it here on a 4th down and 4 from the 5. Solomon hands off to the back. That's Edwards. He gets to the 1 and into the end zone.
Number 28.
Check that. That's Malik Williams once again. Williams out of Louisville takes it into the end zone for the 5-yard score on 4th down.
Zachary Green, touchdown.
Or check that, excuse me, that's Zachary Green on the carry.
He just got a nose for the end zone, man. He put his foot in the ground and was able to negotiate through traffic and fight through there for pay dirt. So, once again, the offensive line is doing their job. These backs are finding creases in that defense, and they're just having their way right now up front within that front 7 against this Nationals defense.
Sergio Soroka once again on for this extra point. Here, college or pro-style extra point here for this extra point here. Soroka's kick this time does split the sticks.
It's up.
5:39 to go first quarter. It's all American squad right now, up 13-0. National squad got to find a way to make some adjustments here because this American team, as you said, that offensive line really imposing their will on this national team defense.
It's been impressive to see because these guys have only had 2 days of practice working together. So to build this type of cohesiveness right now for an offensive line is phenomenal. You don't see stuff like this. Teams practice together all year long and don't have this level of cohesiveness. So it's been impressive.
Going to ask you to put on your coaching hat real quick. If you're the national team defensive coordinator, what are you telling your guys right now to try to get yourselves back in this contest?
Just win your individual matchups. Beat the guy in front of you. You can't blitz in this all-star game. You can't really be aggressive with your coverages and things of that nature. So everything is real vanilla. It's all about you just beating the guy in front of you and winning your rep. If you can do that, and if 11 guys on that defense can win their rep, you're going to play great team defense. You're going to find yourself getting back into the ball game and turning the tide in this contest.
Here's Sergio Soroka on again to kick off here for the American squad. Appears to be Bonner and Kyle White back to field this one for the national
Back
team.
deep, number 22, Jermaine Kelly.
Check that. That
number
was
5, J.J. Green.
Arkeel Newsom back to field this one as well. High and short once again. Here's Newsom from the 15. Algin's got room out to the 35. The 40, look out. Blocking, it's going to be a flag thrown.
Number 22,
That was Arkeel
on the
Newsom
return
on the return, but this one
for the
might be
Blue
coming
team.
back.
Yeah, they're going to get him for a block in the back, but you can see what Newsom brings to the table. You can see how he can carve a niche in the NFL
Flag on
as
the
a returner,
play.
as a guy that can come in on 3rd down, catch the ball out of the backfield, maybe be a spot starter. has the quicks, has the ability that you want. And he waved it off. Good job by the refs waving off that flag because he got him on the side. I didn't think he caught him in the back.
Arkeel Newsome getting it into national team or to American team territory. See if that kind of turns the tide here in favor of the team in blue, trailing 13-0.
After you have a big return, you always want to come out and take that shot deep. So I'll be interested to see if they take a shot deep down the field, try to ring that cash register pretty quickly.
They'll start inside the 40 at around the 37-yard line of the American team. Brandon Harris out of North Carolina in the gun. Have Chris Robinson his back to his left. I'll hand off to Robinson. Robinson looking for a bit of a crease, and he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Found nothing, and that's Malik Slater out of Valdosta State. Making first contact there on the running back in Robinson.
They have some impressive linebackers as well, does this American team. And you talked about Malik Slater, Valdosta State, one of the premier Division II programs. And that Blazer program has always been very productive, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Several national championships there in what they call Titletown, USA. 2nd down and 10 at the line of scrimmage, a 37-yard line. Harris throwing out route far side, catch made, breaking a tackle, getting inside the 25, knocked it out of bounds at around the 24. That's Okechi Tisagwe out of Benedict College with the first down there for, or check that was Danico Carter. Carter out of West Georgia with the reception and the first down for the national squad.
That's a good throw right there by Brandon Harris. Nice, easy throw. Get it to the receiver quickly and allow him to utilize his athleticism to make a play. And a guy like Carter has been impressive all week long, making those type of receptions and plays out there in space.
1st and 10 for the national squad at the American 22-yard line. Easily their best drive of the early goings of this contest. Harris faking the end around, flushed. Finds his man over the middle. That's Robinson. Short gain on the play. That's Jesse Akbatase, I believe is how you pronounce his name. It's probably wrong. I don't know how you post.
I'll let you deal with that one. I'm gonna call the other guy that made the play in Deion Pierre out of Stanford, another impressive linebacker. He was impressive in coverage all week long, so not surprised to see him making that stop right there on that pass. But Stanford, that Bulldog program, perennial power in the SoCon. Defensively, they got some good guys coming out in this year's class. You talk about Pierre. You also talk about a guy in Amari Williams in the secondary.
Yeah, Chris Asher just got a tremendous program there in Birmingham, Alabama. 2nd down and 8. Here's Harris. Back to pass. Throws over the middle. Catch made. That's Markel Pack. Pack getting close to the first down. Needed the 12 for a first down.
To number 11,
Markel Pack
from Ole Miss.
out of Ole Miss.
Silky smooth route running. You saw him weaving out of traffic like a New York cab. He was a referee as an additional blocker, which is impressive. But the read where Brandon Harris wanted to go with the football was taken away. The guy fell down, and so he went to his second option, which was Pack, who made a tremendous run after the catch right there.
3rd down and a yard, ball at around the 13, 12-yard line. He's the opposite side of the 12 for a first down. Harris throwing over the middle, incomplete, off of the hands of the intended receiver Jordan Franks out of UCF.
The national champion,
For number 8,
UCF.
quote unquote. You know, but hey, if they're going to claim national champions, hey, wear your rings, coaches, get your bonuses, and go from there.
More power to you, man.
Absolutely. 4th down and a yard, and the national squad is going to go for it, down 13-0 here. The late stages of this first quarter. Harris will go under center this time. Ramses Owens is the lone setback. He'll keep it, and he'll get the first down.
Quarterback
Brandon Harris on the quarterback keeper.
Carolina
Have enough to move the chains for a first down for the national team.
That was pretty easy right there. There was no one over the center, so he just kind of like tap his butt, take the ball, and go, and he was able to do that and pick up the first down.
Brandon Harris out of North Carolina played his college ball under head coach Larry Fedora up there in Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
He had an interesting college career, man. He came in relief at LSU, did well, then just couldn't finish the drill, so to speak, and transferred to North Carolina. And just kind of had an inconsistent season. So a game like this is very important to him to put together positive film to show the scouts.
Back in the red zone for the first time is this national squad. Inside handoff to the right. So be keeper for Harris. Harris getting inside the 5. He'll go down and around the 3. That's another weapon to Harris's repertoire is those dangerous legs that he has.
And you have to account for him. It makes it an 11-on-11 game. And in this day and age of the NFL, if you're not able to get out of the way as a quarterback, you're dead in the water.
At the 3-yard line.
Down to the 3-yard line. It'll be second down and a yard or so from around the 3-yard line. As you see Alfred Ramsby checking into the game, the running back for the national squad out of Georgia Southern. He'll be sidecar to the right of quarterback Harris. Harris throwing incomplete. Nice job of breaking that one up by Marcellus Pippins.
Harris's pass incomplete.
Marcellus Pippins, the cornerback out of Washington State.
It's a long way from Pullman, man, but he had good inside position, wasn't fooled, knew who was coming, got his hand up there late, and was able to bat that ball away. Good job, great defense inside the end zone.
That was intended for Danico Carter. Carter 6'4", 175. Matched up with Pippins there, and Pippins winning that battle. Third down and a yard from the 3. Keeper for Harris. Harris cut down. Nice open field tackle.
Quarterback Brandon Harris.
Yeah, that was Nate Gaines right there out of Texas San Antonio, 6'2", 215. A nice safety prospect that has a lot of range for that position. I think he's more of a combo guy. You saw him earlier in the week have some success in inside period, 9-on-7 period. So not surprised to see him out here making a play in space against a very athletic quarterback. But keep an eye on Nate Gaines throughout the course of this ball game. I think he's going to be one of those impressive players that you're going to hear as this process moves forward.
Another fourth down and short situation. This is 4th and a yard from the 3. Harris in the gun. Going to throw, fade route far side. He'll make the catch. This time it's Danico Carter. There's a touchdown for the national team.
88,
again, Carter has been impressive all week long. Being able to do things like that will definitely ingratiate yourself with the scouts. You saw him at 6'3", 6'4", play his height, and that's what you want to see from a guy that tall. He's listed at 6'4", 175, and you see tall guys a lot play small, and that's not the case with Carter, having got a very good West Georgia program.
Yeah, it was 6'4" Carter on 5'10" Pippins, and 9 times out of 10, 6'4" is going to win that battle just about every time.
Especially if he plays 6'4", man. That's going to be always the key. You see a lot of times some guys that are that tall tend to play small and make it easy for the defender. He made it tough. That way you could allow your quarterback to put that ball up high. He goes up and gets it and comes down for the touchdown.
Here's Aaron Medley on for the extra point here. His kick is no good. So 49 seconds left to go here in this first quarter. National team response after the great return for the national squad, getting it inside to deep into American territory. They take it right down the field, get it into the end zone for the score.
Yeah, this is how you want to answer. They had a great return on special teams, which sets them up offensively on the positive side of the field, and you just want to stack positive plays, one behind the other, and that's what they did in this series. That's why they were able to punch it in for a touchdown. They had to work hard for it. He had a couple of 4th down conversions, so they definitely had to work for it, but good job getting points on the board, and now we have ourselves a ball game.
Does this now begin to wake up that national team defense, which, again, as we pointed out a few moments ago, has been dominated by this American team offensive line in this rushing attack?
If it doesn't, the weather will, because it's, 40 degrees outside,
yeah,
which is uncommon for Daytona Beach, but it's been brisk all week long, so.
Yeah, right now 41 degrees here in Daytona Beach. Winds blowing out of the north-northwest at 6 miles an hour. So a very cool morning here in Daytona Beach.
Junior Joseph, the linebacker right here out of UConn, is a very intriguing prospect. A guy that stepped onto the scene at UConn and played as a true freshman and really was dominant all throughout the course of his career. So good to see him in this ball game. And I'm a big fan of what they do defensively at the Citadel with Taj Williams, the outstanding corner. So excited to see him come get out here and compete. Donnie Miles, safety, I thought was a leader all week long, getting those guys revved up and ready to go, calling out communication calls and things of that nature. So some big-time talent here from some major programs.
Here's Aaron Medley's kick. And it's angling. It's going to go out of bounds. Goes right in front to Trevor Steinke. Takes a left-hand turn out of bounds.
Special teams kicking game in particular hasn't been quite sharp, to put it lightly, for both teams.
We've seen 2 missed extra points, and now we see this kick going out of bounds. And it's going to give the American squad decent field position at around the 40-yard line.
First and
So
10.
the American squad, or they're going to spot it at the 35-yard line. So the American squad will have a first and 10 from right there. Solomon still in the game at quarterback. Inside handoff to the back. Going over the far side's got room. That's Eugene Bethea out of southeastern Louisiana.
Eugene Bethea and the carry from
It's a good run right there on first down. And again, their offensive line is doing a great job, like I talked about earlier, just winning those individual battles. And that's really what it all boils down to in an all-star game.
Second down and 4 at around the 41-yard line after the 6-yard gain for Bethea. Here's Solomon, flush from the pocket this time. Throws across his body, catch made, breaking a tackle, getting out to the 49-yard line. Was Thomas Lucas out of Duquesne.
I ran into him on the elevator at the team hotel. He's all of 6'2", 217, big physical guy. And Duquesne has done a great job producing talented receivers out their program.
That will be the final play of the first quarter here in the Tropical Bowl here in Daytona Beach. After one, American Squad 13, National Squad 6 will step aside really quick, come back with second quarter action right after this here on Flow Sports.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Back here in Daytona Beach at Daytona Beach Municipal Stadium, getting set to start the second quarter of the Tropical Bowl presented by Spiral. American Squad up on the national team by a score of 13-6. Joshua Jackson alongside the czar of the playbook and Emery Hunt. First and 10 here for this American Squad at right around midfield, and this is going to be a snap infraction against the American Squad as the center, Eric Gallo, moved the ball a little bit early.
We got a new quarterback
Ball
in.
start, American team. First and 15.
So that's Richard Lago out of Indiana. 6'6", 240.
All of 6'6". He's the tallest guy out there, man. And he had a really good week of practice throwing the football, both in individual and then also in team periods.
So Lago will work from the gun after the penalty. Lago throwing, catch made, and a first down for the American Squad. It's Taj Williams out of TCU.
Taj Williams was well coached, not only in high school, but also in college. He was coached in high school, actually, by Jaquez Green.
Okay.
So that's why you see that footwork. That's why you see that subtleness and savvy in his route running. He also was impressive all week long, making plays like that. You already see the arm strength by Lago throwing the football deep down the field.
Jaquez Green, standout out of the University of Florida, played some great wide receiver there under Steve Spurrier, and he passes tutelage along to Taj Williams. First and 10. Handoff to the back, stuffed in the backfield. Niles Scott out of Frostburg State.
Second big stop for him.
Eugene
That Bobcats program, I've called some of their games in the ECAC bowl game, so that program is very good, especially on the defensive side of football.
6'2", 315 out of Frostburg State, making the stop in the backfield.
13 from the 40-yard line.
That's good size for him coming out of a Division III program, making plays like that.
Lago works on the gun. Swings it out to his back, catch made. Stepping back inside is Eugene Bethea.
Richard
Getting
Legault's
inside the
pass
35 will
complete to
go
number
down and
15,
around
Eugene
the
Bethea.
32-yard line.
Tackled by
I swear,
number
you think this
44
American team is a
the
traveling
national
all-star team
team.
because they are fluid in
Jalen
what they're
Minor
doing.
from Florida
Calm in the
Atlantic.
pocket, all their quarterbacks. The run
Third
game has
down
been effective.
and
Their
5
receivers are getting opening and making
at the
plays
32
down the
yard
field,
line.
and they're just doing a great job. As you see Richard Legault's statistics, he had a really solid career. He was almost a part of an upset early in the year against Ohio State, came out firing on all cylinders.
You got to think at the next level, there's always going to be room for a 6'6 quarterback somewhere along the way.
Exactly.
Here is a 3rd down and about 5 from around the 32. And we've got a timeout taken here by the American team.
Timeout. American team.
Timeout by the American squad with 13:01 left to go until halftime. American squad, as you said, have just been pretty much just surgical right down the field here on these first couple of drives here.
Yeah, the passing game is clicking. The running game is working. Their offensive line is doing what they're supposed to do. And right now they just have that national team on skates, especially that defense, just kind of pushing these guys back. And that's what's going on in this huddle right now. They're coaching these guys up like, hey, win your rep, get a stop, get off the field, and put the ball back in the hands of an offense of the national team that seems to have found their stride offensively.
Football Sunday continues on Flow Sports at 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's the Globe Bowl, as Team USA will take on a team of international stars right here at Daytona Beach Municipal Stadium at around 2:30 this afternoon. It's the 2018 Globe Bowl right here on Flow Sports. As you see, Richard Legault and the American team offense huddled around on this 3rd down and 5 here. 3rd down and 5, ball spotted at around the 32-yard line.
3rd down and 5 at the 32-yard line.
Man on the outside.
Legault under center. He'll hand off to the receiver on the sweep, getting it down to around the 31-yard line, but the national defense rises to the occasion, makes the stop.
Number 82, Gonzalez.
Full disclosure, that's one of my
carry.
least favorite plays in football. I feel as though that play never
Tackled
works.
by number 96,
You know, the only team I've seen it
Stephen
run
Richardson.
it
Number
effectively
45,
are the
Aiden
Pitt Panthers
Nagel.
because they run it all the time as the basis of their ground game. But any other team that tries to sneak that in their offense, I feel like that play never works.
There's Hayden Nagel on the stop for the national squad. Nagel out of Florida Atlantic. 4th down and about 4 from the 31. They're going to try a long field goal here with Sergio Schroka. This will be a 49-yard field goal attempt from right between the hashes, and it looks like they're going to take another timeout on the American team.
Should get one timeout in all.
Yeah, I really think so. It's kind of draws things out. But yeah, you may only get one timeout here in an All-Star game. But we talked about special teams being an adventure today. Another opportunity here for Schroka to try to, make something happen in front of these scouts. A 49-yard field goal here to try to extend the lead.
If you can get depth in your kicks, you're going to make yourself a lot of money at the next level because you saw last night, once the Philadelphia Eagles were able to cross into the 50-yard line, they were in field goal range for Jake Elliott, who hit a nice 53-yarder to go into halftime. So kickers in these All-Star games, whether it's this game or other games that you're gonna see throughout this month, you have to really embrace the challenge of making these long kicks. That's how you have longevity at the next level.
As we get set to go here, we'll see does the American squad keep the kicking unit on, or do they bring the offense back on the field? So they're going to leave the kicking unit on as Schroka is still huddled around the 39-yard line. Actually, they're going to bring the offense back on the field. So we'll bring the offense back on here. 4th down and 5. Or 4th down and 4 from the 31-yard line.
I see a little smoke screen right here at the top.
Legault in the gun. Throws far side, catch made, stepping back inside and getting the first down inside the 25.
Legault's pass complete to number 38, Jordan Veazey.
Jordan Veazey on the reception, 6'3", 220 out of Cal Berkeley, moves the chains for a first down.
You saw the quick feet right there. That's why he's a kickoff and punt returner. That's a subtle move to make in an instant, a split second. You only have a short time frame to make that move. So he was able to quickly see that defender, saw the sticks, made the move, and picked up the first down.
1st and 10, drive stays alive for the American team at the 23-yard line. Lego hands off to his back, going up the gut, still on his feet inside the 20. Solid run once again for Augustus Edwards out of Rutgers.
Number 26.
And what makes All-Star games unique is that these two squads practiced the 2 days, but they didn't practice against one another. So this is the first time they're seeing the other side. So that's why it's always interesting to see how they get out here and compete.
2nd down and 5 at the 18-yard line.
Second down and about 5. Ball was around the 18-yard line. Shotgun formation for Richard Lego. Under 11 minutes left to go until halftime. Lego pumps, throws, far side, catch made, touchdown American team, Taj Williams.
Legault's pass complete.
That was impressive. Not only was the throw impressive, but the adjustment and then the subsequent catch by Williams. You're going to see right here, nice throw, back shoulder. He had to turn around, pirouette, find the football, secure it, and get both feet inbounds for the touchdowns. This is what we're talking about here when you talk about a guy that has savvy and has played a lot of football.
And it's Taj Williams coming out of his break. Ball's right there. Stick your hands up, make the catch. It's right there. So nice ball from Lego to find Taj Williams to extend the lead to 19-6 with the extra point pending.
Now this is a more manageable attempt for Soroka because you want to set him up for success so he can put together some good tape out there. That long field goal probably wouldn't have been the best bet for him. See if he can knock this one through.
Soroka's kick knuckles, no good to the left. The struggles again continue for the kicking units today, but another touchdown for the American team extends their lead to 19-6 with 10:48 left to go until halftime.
Cohesive offense, man, and when you're having success, that breeds confidence. So this offense and this defense, this entire team, outside of the special teams unit, obviously, because of what we've seen take place so far, but they've been playing well, man. I've been very impressed. 2 days of practice, 2 days of meetings, to get out here and play like you played together for a long time speaks to the volume of what they've done as a staff and also what these players came in to do. This is a business trip for them. Came in, took care of business, and is showing themselves out there on the field.
And really a tip of the cap to this American team offensive line. It really doesn't matter who's at quarterback. It doesn't matter who's at running back. They're protecting the quarterbacks, and they're plowing holes for those running backs.
And those receivers on the outside are finding ways to get open. So the national team has their work cut out for them. There's a lot of talent on that side of the ball as well, especially offensively. So we'll see if they can get their offense rolling like we saw in that last series.
American team, number 10.
As Soroka comes on to kick. Soroka again out of Tarleton State.
For the national team, number 5, Dominic Bonner from Minnesota Duluth, and number 22, Arkeel Newsom from Connecticut.
Here's Soroka's kick. High and deep. This one will be taken by the Yukon Husky. Or check that by the Minnesota Duluth Bulldog in Dominic Bonner.
Number 5, Dominic
Bonner getting out to around the 21-yard line. That's where the national squad will go. 1st and 10, down 2 scores, 19-6.
Yeah, Bonner's the guy I want to see get involved in the offense because throughout the 2 days of practice, you saw him in one-on-ones just really give the defensive backs problems with his quickness. So you need to jump out your offense, find a way to get him the football quickly, and allow him to make things happen after the catch.
We'll see who's in the game at quarterback here for this national squad. Appears to be Patrick O'Brien out of Catawba, 6'4", 230. He'll crouch under center. Lost the handle a bit. They're going to hand it off on an end around. This is Shandon Jones. A nice open field tackle there by Rodney Allen out of Marshall.
Shandon Jones.
Yeah, Shandon Jones misread that block. You saw Jared Beard of Kentucky Wesleyan block his man to the outside. He made an ill-advised cut back to the outside into the tackle and got himself stopped. But you talk about a kid in Shandon Jones. I liked how he was able to come out here and compete throughout the course of the week. You saw him first one out there working on his route, working on his craft. Then he got back into practice and was still doing the same thing, hustle guy. So you like how he came here with it on his mind to come out here and work and make a name for himself.
See the numbers for Patrick O'Brien out of Division II Catawba College. He'll have it 2nd down and 10 from the 21. O'Brien throws over the middle. Catch made by Jordan Franks out of UCF, but lost the ball late.
Patrick O'Brien's pass
Calling
complete.
an incomplete pass.
To number 81, Jordan Franks.
Franks
Tackled by number
has had
19, Tony
an issue
Field.
with drops all week long at practice. You want to see a guy start to find his confidence and catch that football. And we talked about Patrick O'Brien. You saw his statistics. He also played at UNC Pembroke, but I thought he looked the best out of the 3 quarterbacks on the national team this week.
Third down
He's a guy
and
that
10.
definitely has some interest. 6'3", 6'2"-ish, about 225.
O'Brien will work from the gun on his 3rd and 10. Throws over the middle, got a man wide open. There's a first down as that pass completed to Pharaoh McKeever out of Florida International.
Another player, local guy coming from the Miami area that had a lot of fanfare coming in, and you saw him working across the middle of the field. These were passes that he dropped early in the week, but he made that catch and got the first down to help move this offense down the field.
At the 37-yard line,
for the
gain of 16.
national squad after the gain of 16 out to the 37-yard line.
Keep an eye at the bottom of the screen, number 2, Jared Beard. He was the most impressive receiver, I thought, all week long for this national team.
O'Brien, there's that man on cue, Jared Beard with the reception.
O'Brien,
as you said, just on cue. Gain of about 7 or 6 or 7 there on first down.
He's built like a running back. He's 6'1", 220. He's a physical guy. You saw him have physical route running and was able to make all those contested catches you want a guy to make. I also believe he's another one of these receivers that can play inside as well as the outside.
Another guy from Kentucky Wesleyan's got a big game this afternoon up in Pittsburgh as Keelan Cole and the Jaguars take on the Steelers at around 1 o'clock today.
Your Jaguars.
Yes. Yes. Please be on our side today. Here's 2nd down and about 3 from around the 44-yard line. O'Brien hands off to Robinson. Robinson with room. Robinson turning on the Jets, breaking a tackle and getting it down to around the 36-yard line. Chris Robinson out of Delta State with the first down for the national squad.
That's what quick feet can help you and do for you. You get yourself in and out of a jam. And Chris Robinson has been doing this all week long. But I like the block by that left tackle, number 59 of the national team, and Joseph Austin out of Central Michigan. I thought he's been one impressive guy all week long, especially in one-on-one. So he's winning his rep, and you see the Gulf South Conference leader in rushing with 1,324 yards. The Statesman coming out of Delta State.
And there's some quality football there in that Gulf South Conference. They play some tremendous football there. To be the leader in that conference, you've got to be one heck of a football player. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line of this American squad, this national team. Fumbled the snap. O'Brien gets it, steps up in the pocket, throws over the middle. It's incomplete. Looking for Jared Beard. Dropped the snap was O'Brien. O'Brien found a man in Beard, and Beard just dropped the football.
Well, you saw him not panic, which is key. He didn't panic. He was able to pick the ball up and found the guy downfield, an open guy, but Beard had to work back to that football. It was a little bit of a tough catch, but just a great job by O'Brien not to panic and not to fall on the football, to actually pick it up and continue to survey the field and get the ball out to an open receiver.
But you know what a receiver's coach is going to say. You get your hands on the football, you got to catch the ball.
Catch it. Absolutely.
2nd down and 10 from the 36-yard line. O'Brien back to pass again. Got a man. Catch made in traffic down to the 10-yard line. Catching it between 2 defenders is the Ole Miss Rebel.
To number 83, Shandon
check that, that's Shandon Jones. Jones out of Black Hill State.
You saw right there, going up and getting the football in between 2 defenders. Knowing you're going to take a shot. But that's the type of hustle that I was talking about that you saw from him. You know, this is a business trip for him, too. He wants to showcase his skill set and came out here and played well.
Back in the red zone is this national team. 1st and goal from the 10. O'Brien throwing. Catch made. That's Jared Beard. getting it down to around
O'Brien's
the
pass
5-yard
complete
line.
to number 2, Jared Beard.
Offense starting to move a lot better with O'Brien back there at quarterback. It's him able to work the football deep down the field, and that's something that had been missing from this offensive attack, especially in the pass game.
Beard, 6'1", 220 out of Kentucky Wesleyan, has its second and
Correction,
goal
pickup of 6, second down and
from
goal
the 5-yard
at the
line.
4-yard line.
O'Brien in the gun. Rams is Owens this time on the carry. Owens trying to push the pile. Will push it down to around the 2-yard line.
Number 42.
Rams is Owens out of CIAA Lincoln University up in Philadelphia.
They played that great game, which we probably won't see anymore now that Cheney dropped football, the battle of the first. You know, that was a great game. And here's the thing with Owens. He's a H-back type, like your running back, tight end type. So this is where he can make his hay, being that single back inside the red zone because he's so big and physical.
Your third and goal from the 2-yard line. O'Brien throwing slant inside, incomplete. Was looking for Charles Nelson on the slant.
Pass incomplete.
That pass broken
for
up
number 6.
by Zacchaeus Cannon out of Louisville.
I thought Cannon played well all week long as well, but you look at a guy in Charles Nelson, I believe he has to catch that football. That hit him right in the hands. Boom, you got to make that grab. That's a pro catch in a tight window. Good throw right there by O'Brien.
4th down and goal. Offense still on the field for the national squad. They'll go for it here.
You got to go for it. It's an all-star game.
O'Brien works from the gun. Owen is his back. O'Brien throwing, gets incomplete. Was looking for Jared Beard. Breaking that one up was Marcellus Pippins out of Washington State.
That's the second time we've called his name. And again, an active corner coming out of the Pac-12. You know one thing he's going to be apt at doing is playing the pass. You know, they throw a lot out there. And
they do nothing
but throw. So that was excellent right there. Second time he's made a big play in the end zone, too. So they've tried to test him being a 5'10 receiver, but he stepped up big and made stops. And now he puts his offense obviously in a backed-up situation, but held them out of the end zone. Just a great defensive effort right there by the American squad.
And there are a lot of defensive backs there from the Pac-12 and the NFL right now. There's a definite pipeline. So is Pippins another one of those guys that could possibly make it at the next level?
He's doing things like this. I absolutely believe so because, again, you talked about a team in Washington State that even in practice, you're going to see a lot of the passing game, and so he has a lot of experience, a lot of game reps, a lot of practice reps of playing the ball like this, especially inside the red zone, and he's been able to excel.
So a penalty there against the American team for illegal substitution is going to back it up to the 1-yard line. It'll be 1st and 11 from there. Hand off to the back, barely getting it out of the end zone before he's runs right into a blue wall. Is on the carry was Malik Williams out of Louisville.
I think Malik Williams has a chance to really impress here. He's a kickoff returner, big back that can get downhill. But how much confidence you have to have in your offensive line to run that play in this situation. So says a lot about what they expect from those guys up front.
Got it out to the 2-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 10 from there. There's Lego from his own end zone. Swings it out to his back, down to around the 3-yard line. Nice open field tackle by Erman Lane out of Florida State.
Erman Lane has had an interesting week. This is the guy that has played receiver. He's played some corner, played safety. He's best as a safety, and you saw why. He's able to fly up there and make that play in space. And I like how he's able to play multiple positions, but also is accepting of the challenge of, hey, I'm trying to get better at my craft, trying to find where I can fit in, and that's where he's fitting in right here. I believe it's that strong safety type at the next level.
There's 3rd down and 10 from the 2. Lego back in the pocket, throwing far side, incomplete. That pass was intended for Tisagwe out of Benedict College.
Yeah, Kyle White out of Oregon State has had himself a really good week of practice out there competing on that pass breakup.
Okechi Tisagwe, you get a chance to look at him out of Benedict College up there in Columbia, South Carolina. Division II school playing in the SIAC.
Set the punt, number 36,
Another
Kyle
strong,
DeWeen
proud
from
HBCU
Buffalo.
program.
Back deep.
So Kyle DeWeen is going to be
Number
kicking from
6, Charles Nelson
deep in his own
from
end zone.
Oregon.
Charles Nelson's back to field this one for the national squad. DeWeen out of Buffalo. Here's his punt. Nelson will make the catch. Avoiding defenders. He'll be cut down at the 45-yard line.
Number 6,
getting down there, making the stop by Charmaine Washington.
Tackled by
out of
number
Valdosta State.
30, Charmaine Washington from Valdosta State.
That is where the national squad will go first and 10 from their own
national
40-yard
team
line.
at the
3:34 left to go
46-yard
until
line.
halftime. American squad up 2 scores, 19-6.
See if they can get the ground game going. They haven't been able to run the football at all in this ball game and in this half. So they got Ramsey back there who has a ton of speed and acceleration. We're going to see if they're going to get him going on this series.
And Patrick O'Brien and the offense on their previous drive going to get all the way down to the 1-yard line but got turned away. We'll see what they'll do here. First and 10 from the 40. Or from the 46, excuse me. Here's a pitch. That is Ramsby. Ramsby getting across or getting it out to around the 48, 49-yard line.
You saw Joshua Frazier, number 96 of the American team, in on that tackle out of Alabama. National champion, coming into this week, having a lot of success. He's very strong at the point of attack, and stopping the run is all about attitude and want-to. Everyone has a gap, and as long as you maintain your gap, you're going to be in on the play. That's why I'm not surprised that that play right there, that outside pitch, didn't work. Everyone was where they were supposed to be and made the stop.
Second down at about 7 from the 49-yard line. O'Brien again from the gun. Stepping up. Has got room. He'll tuck and run. Lost his footing a little bit, getting inside American team territory out to around the 48-yard line.
He had the right idea, but the way his athleticism is set up, it couldn't allow him to get out there and make something happen. He picked up 3. In his brain, he saw 15, but he only was able to pick up 3.
Hey, sometimes you just got to take what you can get and get on down. That's all you can do. That is all you can do. Third down and about 5 from the 48-yard line. Approaching 2 minutes left to go here in this first half of this Tropical Bowl here in Daytona Beach. National squad up 19-6. Or American squad up 19-6, excuse me. O'Brien from the gun. Ramsby is back, sidecar left. They'll hand off to Ramsby. Ramsby lost his footing a bit. Found a nice hole up the gut. If he could have kept his footing, he could have been running a long way. But only gets a gain of about 3 yards there on third down.
The old running back in me felt his pain because I saw that same exact cutback and he was able to find it and squirt right through, but just lost his footing. Otherwise, he would still be running.
And it looks like the punting unit is going to come on for the national squad as Mike Stock will elect to kick it away and play defense as Austin Barnes will come on to punt this one away. Barnes out of East Carolina doing the punting here for the national team. As you look at Alfred Ramsby out of Georgia Southern. Timeout's going to be taken by the national team. And it's a long, as you said, as a former running back, it's a lonely place to be.
It's a lonely place to be, man, because
when that turf monster gets you.
You can't, because you see it play out perfectly. The line was able to wash the defensive line to the opposite side. The cutback lane was there. He saw it, put his foot in the ground, and was able to plant. And this is probably why the weather plays a factor, because it's cold. It makes the ground, this turf, a little bit slick, and that's why he wasn't able to maintain his footing and was able to fall down on that play. So it's 4th and 1. They're going to punt it still. I thought they probably would have gone for it, considering, it's close to halftime. You're down 19-6. Why not? It's an all-star game as well.
And you're on the opposite side of the other squad's field. So, I mean, take a shot. Down 19-6, 4th and a yard. Hey, take a shot, but they're going to elect to punt this one away. Austin Barnes will be doing the punting once again. And looks like back to field. This one is LaKevante Gonzalez out of Southeastern.
Barnes from East Carolina.
Gonzalez will make the catch at around the 6. And A little jitterbug will get down to around the 10,
Number
11-yard
82
line.
On the return,
And it'll be first and 10.
Gonzalez.
So, Kevontae Gonzalez out of Southeastern NAIA school down in Lakeland.
Tackled by number 48.
You're a
George
Florida guy.
Odom
You've
from
seen
Central
football
Arkansas.
at the, let's say, from the
First and
FCS all the way
10.
down to the NAI level and perhaps JUCO level increase
the
in this
10
state
yard
since about
line.
1997.
Yeah, this is one thing about football in Florida. There's always going to be talent somewhere here in this state. Hence, you're going to be seeing just about every football program in the country going to be coming to the state of Florida to recruit. So with the advent of NAIA football and Division II football becoming a mainstay here in Florida, Florida football is here. It's going to be here to stay for a very, very long time. Here's an inside handoff to the back, out of the backfield, getting out across the 15, out to the 18-yard line. As on the carry
Number
was
26 on the carry,
Rutgers
Augustus
Scarlet
Edwards
Knights and Augustus
from
Edwards.
Rutgers.
And you talk about that Florida football program,
Tackled
Stetson
by
as well.
number
They have a guy
46,
now that's playing for the Jacksonville
A.J.
Jaguars
Hancock.
and Donald Payne.
Fakes the handoff. Screen far side this time. Close to a first down was Taj Williams.
And this
Richard
is a good
Legault's
situation
pass
for
complete
the
to
American
number
team.
2, Taj
Less than 2
Williams.
minutes in the half. You want to see them push the pace, push the tempo a little bit, see if they can come away with points.
44 seconds left to go. Clock will stop to move the chains. It's a first down out to the 21-yard line.
First down.
Saw the name Augustus
American
Edwards there for
team
Rutgers. He's
at the
normally was
21-yard
referred to
line.
as Gus when he was at Miami. The running back down there at the University of Miami transferred to for his senior season up to his home state of New Jersey to play for Rutgers. Back to pass is Lego. Screen near side. Catch made by Gonzalez, but he's swallowed up in the backfield after a short gain by Donnie Miles.
A heck of a play right there by Terrence Bailey out of another Florida program, Weber International.
Another NAIA school. This one down in Lakeland, another
Legault's pass
Polk
complete.
County school there. So, again, just with the advent of
Laquante
Division II schools
Gonzalez.
coming up, you've got Florida Tech, and we talked about West Florida, their run that they had all the way to the Division II national championship game. So, Division II football becoming more of a mainstay here in Florida as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of good football, man. It's a small state, but it's a very talent-rich state, dense state, populated. A lot of population here in certain pockets of the 4 or 5 major cities in Florida. So not surprised to see the amount of talent that we've seen here in the Sunshine State.
And you hear so much about Florida and Florida State and Miami, even some of the lower level schools with the national champions in UCF,
Exactly.
USF, FIU, FAU, but it's those smaller level schools that are beginning to come up on the rise as well. The NAIA schools, the Division II schools, of course, at the FBS level, Bethune-Cookman, Florida A&M. So Florida college football really just continuing to do what it does. So a second down and 10 after the timeout to the 21-yard line. Back to pass is Lego. Lego's going to take a shot deep, and it's incomplete. Wanting a flag there was
Legault's pass incomplete.
Trevor Steinke, but it falls incomplete thanks to the coverage
Intended for
of
number
Terrence Bailey
37,
out of Weber International.
Trevor Steinke.
Back-to-back plays by Bailey, and that's a way to get noticed. We do have a Bethune-Cookman Wildcat in this ball game.
Indeed we
Third
do.
down and 10 from
Played
the
his
21
college
yard
ball
line.
right here, Jamal Burgess. Played his college ball right here in this stadium. Third down and 10 from the 21.
Head coach Terry Sims, really good coach at Bethune-Cookman.
Back to pass is Lego. Stepping up, throwing. It is nearly caught. A flag is going to get thrown. Wonder what this flag is going to be.
Pass
Speaking of the
incomplete.
Wildcat,
Flag on
right
the
on
play.
cue was Jamal Burgess there on the coverage.
Pass intended for number 2.
I thought that was a play they
Taj
could have let
Williams.
go because it's a 50-50 ball. It was underthrown.
You talk about Terry Sims being a great head coach. It's kind of hard for me to say that. Yes, I am biased. I am a
Pass interference
graduate of and the radio
on the
play-by-play voice at
national
my
team.
alma mater, Florida A&M University,
First
up in
and
Tallahassee.
10
But they
for
just
the
have a great football
American
program
team.
here. They just continue to do
At
things
the
the right way and
36-yard line.
just continue to churn out great football player after great football player here in this program.
And you talked about program. It's about just that, developing, recruiting, and nurturing these guys from teenagers to grown men once they leave.
Here's Lego. Back to pass. He is hit, and he will go down. Give credit to Christian Johnson out of Memphis.
By number 14,
McKindy
Anthony
Cherador,
Chagat
who has been
from Virginia Tech.
very impressive out of Georgia State
95,
Sunbelt football at its
Odie
finest. And
Granger
he
from
was one of those
Eastern
guys that I
Michigan.
came into this week knowing a little bit about, and just seeing him get out here in this game and compete, doing a great
score.
job.
That is the end of the first half
The
here
American
in
team
Daytona Beach for the
19,
Tropical Bowl.
the
American team
National
19,
team 6.
National team 6. We'll step away for these words, come back with the second half action right after this, right here on FloFootball.
Are you allowing other people to put limits on yourself?
Get that set. Do not rush to moving, okay? Here we go.
5, 10 years from now, let's see if you're still standing to be a champion.
1, 2, 3. Stay chill.
You guys work way too hard to be good. You're a great team. Been a long day tomorrow, right?
It's about never losing sight of that goal that you initially set out for. Have an aggressive attitude each and every day to go get it.
All those emotions rolled into one is that, yes, we're there. There's a feeling that you get. And when you get that feeling, you don't get it very many times in your life, but it's an unbelievable sensation. Satisfaction, destiny.
John Williams is starting to get redemption to what happened yesterday.
You're the best in the world.
This is where you trigger something to champion.
Minnesota has done it. A 4-point victory for the team state title.
We still got great things to come.
just about set to start the second half of the 2018 Tropical Bowls presented by Spiral here in Daytona Beach. American squad on top of the national team by a score of 19-6. Joshua Jackson alongside this author playbook, Emory Hunt. It's been the offensive balance of the American team against the offensive struggles of the national team that's really gotten the better of them.
And the defensive line, I think, for both teams has really stepped up and showed themselves. Now, we'll see if that carries over into the second half. But what I've noticed in this first half, you have a lot of offensive firepower on the American squad, and the team is playing cohesive. And I've noticed at halftime, we saw a lot of the NFL scouts and CFL scouts still in attendance.
Yeah, we've got about 20 or so scouts here for this game, so there's a lot of talent here and a lot of opportunity to make your name here. So possible you could hear somebody's name getting called on draft day right here at this game here. Getting set to start the second half as the American team will be kicking off.
For the American team,
Sergio Sroka comes on to kick it away. As the national team in blue jogs onto the field.
For the national team,
Dominique Bonner and
22,
Arkeel Newsom.
And the special teams are important in these all-star games because, to be quite honest, this is where a lot of these guys can make their hay as rookies, you know, trying to find their way onto a football team, make an impact on special teams, and that's how you find yourself sticking.
Here's Sroka's kick to begin the second half of the National Bowl, or the Tropical Bowl, excuse me. Across the 20, across the 25, out to the 26-yard line. As goes Arkeel Newsom. And we looked at the statistics from the first half there, Emory. Again, I just saw the balance from the American squad and the defensive dominance that they had in that first half as well.
Yeah, being able to move the football via the run and via the pass just makes you that much tougher to defend. We'll see if they're continuing to do that. The American squad, now the national squad has to come out and find some consistency, whether that's the passing game or the running game. And we have a new quarterback in Danny Etling starting this half for the national team.
Etling, the 6'3", 216-pounder out of LSU in at quarterback. He'll throw the screen far side. Catch is made, getting out of bounds over on that far side.
To number 88
was Danico Carter. And Carter getting it out to the 34-yard line.
I like his game, man. You can see where he can probably add some more weight and fill out his frame to about 195, 200 pounds, but just the raw athleticism is there, and he's been very active in this week of practice and also in this game.
Gain of about 6 yards there on first down, 2nd and 4, scrimmage from the 34. We'll hand off to be a keeper for Etling. Etling will take a knee out to around the 36
I've never seen that. I've never seen a guy come to a full knee for running. He had a chance to go the first.
It looked like he made a business decision right there. Just I did not want to get lit up, so I'll just go ahead and take the knee right here and be a yard short of the first down, live to fight another day.
Smart man.
3rd down and 6 from the 30, and 1, from the 36-yard line. Etling will work from the gun. The 4 receivers at his disposal, 1 back to his right. Here's Etling back to pass. Back shoulder catch made.
Danny Etling's pass.
Danico Carter makes the catch.
Number 88.
It's both feet down. It's a first down for the national team.
The West Georgia product is really showing up and showing out today. You see him stepping up, making plays, off-balance reception he just made right there. Good athleticism shown by Carter.
6'4", 175. The West Georgia Wolf out of Carrollton, Georgia.
Nearby Atlanta. Just west of Atlanta.
First and 10 for the national
West Georgia. They'll fake the end around. Here's Etling, pressured, hit and sacked.
Danny Etling, sacked.
Keyshawn Freeman, we called his name a few times this afternoon.
By number 42,
out of
Keyshawn
Georgia
Freeman
Tech.
from Georgia Tech.
Way to keep hustling right there by Freeman, but that sack right there is on Danny Etling. You got to get rid of that football. Had a guy opening the flat off that fake. Just dump it off to him. Don't take an unnecessary hit. Now you find yourself backed up in a 2nd and 20 situation.
Backed it all the way up to the 42-yard line of the national team.
Oh, 2nd and 16 or so.
Here's Etling. Avoids the pressure. Rolls, throws, incomplete.
Etling's pass
Had his
incomplete.
man in Daquan Neal out of Elizabeth City State.
for number 8.
Went right off of his hands, and that was one he's going to be thinking about for a long time.
That's a big play right there by Etling, keeping his eyes up and downfield. And you see Nils making a transition to a receiver. So you expect some of that to happen, but he has to make that reception to help his quarterback out.
3rd and 17 from the 42-yard line.
That would have cut that distance down a distance in half. Would have been about 3rd and a good 6 instead of 3rd and 17.
And opened up your playbook a little bit more for those 3rd and manageable situations. But we've got a 3rd down at about 16 from the 42. Here's Etling. Throws. It is incomplete. Skipped it into his intended receiver.
Etling's pass
And Farrell
incomplete.
McKeever.
Another pass that was on Etling as well. He had him wide open, and he would have
Pass
picked up the
intended
first
for number
down.
47.
Just to give a little bit of credit to that
Farrell
offensive
McKeever.
line of the national team. He had a lot of time back there. Timothy Gardner of
17
Alcorn State
at
has
the
played
42.
well all week as well. He's paired
Set
up
the
right
punt.
next to
Number
number 59,
17,
Joseph Austin of Central
Austin
Michigan.
Barnes
So
from East
the left
Carolina.
guard, left tackle combination for the national team, I think, is a
Back
very
deep
impressive one
for the
that has been
American
raising some
team,
eyebrows all
number
week.
37,
Austin Barnes on to
Trevor
punt for the
Sankey.
national squad. High, booming punt. Angling towards out of bounds. We'll see they mark the ball.
1st and
Mark it
10
at
for the
around
American
the
team
15-yard line.
15-yard line.
It's not quite how you want to start the half if you're the national team.
Don't forget,
But
fans,
if you're the
hot
American
chocolate.
team defensively, you just picked up right where you left off
And coffee
from the first
is
half. They
available
came
at
out,
the
they got a
concession
sack,
stand,
they had a nice
along
pass
with
breakup,
beefy
good
burgers
TFL.
and
And
chubby
again, this is a
dogs.
team that has only practiced together 2 days out this
They
week,
so light
and they're looking
golden
really strong in this
brown,
ball game.
They define us into town.
We'll see who they stick in at quarterback for the American squad. It's Jawan Battle. He'll hand off to the back out of the backfield. Turning the corner was Malik Williams.
Number
But
29,
Jawan
Malik
Young
Williams
battles the
from
quarterback for
Louisville
the
on
American
the
squad.
carry.
Now 6 foot, 190-pounder out of Fairmont State.
And he's in the
Tackled by
same
number
boat as
34 from Nevada,
Daquan Neal, a guy that
Travis
can
Wilson.
make a transition. We've seen him play multiple
Remember,
spots.
fans, you
This
can't
week
be
he has worked
funky if you
exclusively
ain't
at
chunky.
quarterback, which
So
is a good
stop
thing
and
to help
visit the concession
grow his
stand
game in that
today.
manner. He was a big-time player for Fairmont State.
2nd down and about 8 from around the 17-yard line. Young battle. Bit of confusion. Lost the football. Fumble recovered by the national squad. First turnover of the day goes toward the national team on the fumble recovery. Is Stephen Richardson out of Minnesota.
A squatty guy at 6 feet 292 was able to get underneath that
Fumble
block
recovered
and strip
by
the
number
football. He actually took the
96,
handoff from
Stephen
the QB,
Richardson
looks like.
from Minnesota.
Just a great job reading the play.
1st and goal.
No
at
one
the
wanted that
7-yard
football,
line
quarterback
for the
or running
national
back,
team.
and Richardson was like, I'll take it. Fell on the football, set up the national team in great situation.
Just
there.
confusion between Young Battle and Malik Williams, and the American or the national squad is set up deep in national territory. Well, the national squad is set up deep in American territory as Etling will work from the gun. Takes the snap, hands off to his back, turning the corner and getting it down to the 5-yard line is Ramses Owens out of Lincoln University
Number
of
42
Pennsylvania.
on the carry, Ramses Owens from Lincoln University.
This is
Tackled
another
by
situation that you want to see your
number
guys win in.
53 from Tennessee,
Inside
Colton
the red zone is
Jumper.
from the 20-yard line going in. We used to call the green zone from the 10-yard line going in. So this is where you want to see guys excel. They're inside the 10. They're in the green zone at the 5-yard line. You know where you can go with the football. You know where your soft spots in that defense
Second
lies.
and
Can
goal
you
at
manage
the
the situation,
5-yard
kick them away
line.
with a touchdown?
Here's 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. Danny Etling will work from the gun. Back to pass, throwing incomplete.
Ettling's
for
pass
Charles
incomplete.
Nelson.
3rd and goal.
On the coverage
at
for the
5-yard line.
American squad is Ikesis Cannon out of Louisville. 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line. National squad trying to take advantage of a fumble recovered a few moments ago.
May see a little sprint out here, try to get him all on the move.
Here's Etling. Handoff. Owens in the end zone. Touchdown, national team.
Number 42.
Good job right there, getting your big tail back, your big H back to football, going downhill, let him pick up that momentum, and you saw him plow over the defender for the touchdown. Just a good kick-out block once again by number 59, Joseph Austin out of Central Michigan, who's been playing outstanding all game long.
To attempt the point after.
It's good to see those Division II guys on a field that's littered with Division I or FBS talent. To have a Division II guy, Ramses Owens, kind of hold his own against these guys. Really good for him to see.
And this is what guys of that level want to come out and do. Prove that they belong, prove that they can compete. Because, again, you're making the jump from not only Division II to this FBS level with some of the talent in this game, but to the NFL is an even bigger jump. So you want to show that you can compete, you can hang tough with these guys, and that makes your projection a little bit easier to the next level.
And Medley's extra point is good.
It's the national team.
And the Nationals team trying to claw their way back into it. It's 19-13 in favor of the American team. So after the fumble recovered by the National squad, to take it into the end zone for the touchdown. We've got a ball game once again.
Once again, we have a ball game, and now it's going to be up to that defense to really get another stop. And if you're the American team, you got to just tie up loose ends. You had a fumble that led to a touchdown. Can they get back to running the football? Can they get back to working the intermediate passing game? And that way they could find themselves going down the field like they did with ease in the first half.
Fans, are you an annual subscriber on FloFootball? If not, upgrade to an annual subscription and account settings to gain access to premium content on every site in the Flow Sports Network. This includes more than 1,000 live events, original documentaries, exclusive training, and technique videos, and more. All of this is accessible to any any subscriber to any Flow Sports site. If you are a pro subscriber, and you would be able to tune into the Flow Elite and enjoy all the action of Wodapalooza 2018 down in sunny Miami.
That sounds like it's going to be a party.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I don't know what Wodapalooza is, but it sounds like it's going to be something happening.
Anything with the word Palooza in, 9 times out of 10, it's a big old party. Here's a kick from Medley. Return out across the 20-yard line.
Number 37.
And that is Trevor Steinke on the return. Steinke out of USF, Coach Charlie Strong this past season.
You want to rile up South Florida fans? You tell them their school is not located in South Florida.
Yeah, well, being the native Floridian, they're right. It's not in South Florida. It's more like Central Florida. Who am I? 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Hands off to the back, and has got room, getting across the 30-yard line, dragging defenders onto the 33. That's Zach Green on the carry out of Arizona.
He's ran well today, man. 5'9", 225, well put together. A guy that shows the ability to change direction. You saw him weave his way in and out of traffic right there again, picking up the first, or close to the first.
2nd and a yard. Handoff. It'll be a keeper this time. This is Young Battle. Young Battle trying to get outside. Is going to have the first down out to the 35-yard line.
Juwan Young Battle from Fairmont State.
Young Battle on the carry will move the chains for a first down for the American team.
Could have been more, but Micah Henneman did a great job in chasing that play down from the backside out of BYU.
1st and 10 for the American team.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Under 10 minutes left to go here in this third quarter. American team up 19-13.
Again, it's all about winning your individual battles. You're not going to see a lot of unique and creative coverages, so you can find ways to have success throwing the football short.
Young Battle takes the snap, hands off to the back. Nice backside tackle.
28 on the
backside appeared to be Steven Richardson out of Minnesota.
And Bishop Woods also in there on that play as well.
6'2",
253 out of Murray State. He's a guy that has raised some eyebrows coming out of the Ohio Valley Conference. That's a very tough conference in the FCS with Jacksonville State, Tennessee State, playing some good football. He's had a really good week.
Loss of about a yard on the play. Young Battle is back to pass this time. They'll swing it out far side. Catch made, getting out to across the 35 to the 36, 37-yard line.
Pass complete.
That's Lacavante Gonzalez out of Southeastern.
Gonzalez.
He's so tough, man, because he is so shifty. And once he gets the ball out in space, everything looks like a punt return. So you really got to be in good football position to bring him down.
And Southeastern, a team down in Lakeland, a 3-year-old squad out of the NAIA school down in Lakeland. They just continue to get better and better. Made the playoffs this year at the NAIA level in just their 3rd season. Swings it out far side this time once again, and a nice open field tackle by Erman Lane.
He's leading the team in tackles, quite honestly, and he's playing well. You see him excelling in the short, flat area and playing downhill. That's where he can make his name, make a name for himself as a pro prospect. He has the size that they look for at that position at 6'3", 215, but going downhill, playing the short, flat area, he's going to be a stud if he can continue to keep this up.
Deween on to punt once again for the American team. National team rises up and makes the stop.
And back deep from Oregon, number 6, Charles Nelson.
Nelson calls for the fair catch, telling everyone to get away from it. It'll take a left-hand turn and go out of bounds at around the 27-yard line. And that is where the national team will go 1st and 10. 7:36 left to go, 3rd quarter. American team up 19-13 on the national squad, but the national team with a bit of momentum here, Emer.
And this is where you want to take advantage of that momentum that you have now. Offensively, we saw them have some success getting Headley outside of the pocket. And if they can continue to do that and find some rhythm within their running game, then they can really start cooking with Crisco. But right now you see Brandon Harris check right back into the lineup.
Harris in the gun. 1st and 10 from the 27. Screen far side incomplete. As he was looking for his intended receiver, Teo Redding. Redding out of Bowling Green.
Incomplete.
Jermaine Kelly out of San Jose State, excellent on the coverage, and you saw him all week long be that net guy for the receivers. Kind of get inside the receivers underneath their skin, and he's doing a great job out here today. He was the one that was drawing all week, but he was able to back it up on that play.
Here's Harris in the gun on the 2nd down and 10 from the 27. Hands off to Ramsby. Ramsby backing his way across the 30. He'll go down at around the 32-yard line.
Number 24.
Gain about 5 on the play for the former Eagle from Georgia Southern.
Yeah, good stop right there by Naquan Thomas.
43, Naquan Thomas.
He listed as a defensive end, but also showing him doing the transition to inside linebacker, which is pretty unique because it makes your keys a little bit different, and you have to play in space, so speaks to his athleticism.
3rd and 5 from the 32. Harris takes the shotgun snap. Pass near his side, breaking a tackle, ducking under, getting close to the 1st down. Will depend on the spot. It's Dominic Bonner. Looks like he will have enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, that's the guy I wanted to see them get involved in the 1st half, and you see why, because he's just like a pinball out there. He made about 2 guys miss, was able to fight forward for the 1st. Good throw by Brandon Harris, make 1 guy miss, duck underneath another one, and pick up the 1st down.
Gotta love that 2nd effort there from Dominic Bonner, another Division II guy out of Minnesota Duluth. A 1st down for the national squad. Ramsby this time up the gut with Rome, leaps a defender. And getting down to the 49-yard line, Ramsby with a 1st down for the national team.
That's a heck of a job right there by Ramsby. Great athleticism to not only hit the hurdle, the high hurdle, but to hit the ground and continue to start running. Good tackle right there. Otherwise, he'd have still been booking toward the end zone.
Leaped the safety Tony Fields there. We saw in the 1st half where the turf monster got him on a play which could have been a big 1st down. Or this time, kept the feet moving, leaped the defender, and got a 1st down. 1st and 10 from the 49. Here's the toss to Ramsby. Ramsby will get a gain of about a yard or so. He stopped at around the 47-yard line.
Tackled by
now you start to see this offense find some balance. They're running the football well. The offensive line has picked up the pace, especially on the right side. They're moving the football with the passing game also. So this is what you want to see from a national team trying to fight back and take the lead in this ball game.
There's 2nd down and about 8 or so from the 47-yard line. Harris will work from the gun. Going to center, excuse me. Have a lone setback behind him. They'll hand off to the H-back with room to the left side. That's Farrell McKeever on the carry, and he'll have the 1st down.
Yeah, good luck trying to tackle him at 6'7", 260.
Yeah, when that gets moving north, it's kind of hard to stop.
Pharaoh McKeever.
Keep an eye on number 87, man, at the top of the screen. Teo Redding, the wide receiver of Bowling Green. He was by far, I thought, the most impressive receiver from a playmaking standpoint all week long at the practices. He's a guy that definitely has a lot of explosiveness out there on the outside.
Harris back to pass. He's going to take a shot. It's going to go out of bounds, incomplete. Looking for Teo Redding. He called it on cue. You've done a lot of that.
Hey, man. I watched Tony Romo last night, so I'm trying to just emulate.
If you have the lottery numbers or anything like that, please give them to me because you've pretty much been clairvoyant this entire broadcast.
I do have the final score of that Jaguars-Steelers game. You want me to tell you that?
No, not right now. Not right now. If you want me to have a positive broadcast and not be angry, please don't tell me. 2nd down and 10 from the 37-yard line. Here's Harris in the gun. Takes the snap, hands off to his back. Runs into a red wall. That's Arkiel Newsome on the carry.
Arkiel Newsome
and right into a couple of big defenders, namely
tackled by number 46,
Alejandro Huerta out of Utah State.
And number 96, Josh
Antoine Miles was
Frazier
also
from Alabama.
in on that stop. Number 11, doing a great job setting the edge and not losing contain and closing in on that tackle.
Here's 3rd down and about 8.
2nd down and 8 at the 36-yard line.
They haven't really worked the middle of the field yet in the passing game. You know, I know that safety is sitting right there on the hash, but got to find ways to get that loosened up and work that area of the passing game.
Harris flush, throws over the middle and completes. Looking for his intended receiver in Jared Beard. Speaking of Josh Frazier, the defensive lineman for Alabama, 6'4", 320, says a lot about him to win a national championship on Monday and really kind of turn the page and look, okay, I need to get ready for my professional career right now. Because some players would be kind of fat and happy, you know, kind of sit back, enjoy the bask in the glow of a national championship. But he's gotten right back to work coming down here to play the football game.
Yeah, a lot of teams, a lot of guys will just sit back and enjoy those free T-shirts and hats. But, hey, it's time to make money. I got to get out here and compete.
Punting situation for the national squad. Back spinning punt this time. Fair catch going to be called for it around the 5-yard line by Gonzalez. So a nice punt by the national team. Pins the American squad back at their own 6-yard line.
Backed up offense. I know a lot of coaches would tend to be conservative here and let's try to run it out, get some space. This is the perfect time to take a shot deep down the field because you're going to bank on these guys thinking that you're going to run the football. You're going to get one-on-one on the outside. Trust that your guy can make that guy miss or beat him one-on-one and take a shot deep down the field. You may end up with a big play.
Here's Jawan Young battle here. 1st and 10 from his own 6-yard line. Nursing a 6-point lead. A will handoff. This is Gus Edwards. Edwards trying to turn the corner and does. Going to have the 1st down, getting outside the 20 to around the 22-yard line.
Gus Edwards from Rutgers on the carry.
Gus Edwards, the former Miami Hurricane, with the 1st down here for the American squad.
Talk about a well-blocked run play. He had a clear lane. He was able to hit top speed right away and pick up that 1st.
For the American team,
getting it out to the 22-yard line.
Pickup of 16 on the play.
Running behind big number 77, Joe Kupakavicius of Azusa Pacific.
Young Battle takes the snap. Big keeper for Young Battle. Young Battle with a bit of room this time, getting out to the 30-yard line.
Juwan Young Battle, quarterback on the carry.
Juwan Young Battle on the keeper, getting a gain of about 8, almost 9 yards there on 1st down.
See, the zone read and read option is very tough for a defender because it forces you to maintain your discipline. And if you can't be disciplined, especially at the defensive end or outside linebacker position like you saw there, you're going to find yourself out of position, and they're able to gash you with big plays like you just saw.
2nd down and about 2 from the 30-yard line. Waning stages of this 3rd quarter here in Daytona Beach. Bit of miscommunication once again, but Edwards gets it under control. We'll have the 1st down across the 35, gets it out to the 37-yard line.
1st down.
You saw him get right behind Kevin Battle, the big left guard out of Valdosta State, 6'4", 345, 335. Coming around right in, you see him pulling and running right behind. That's what you want to see as a running back your big lineman leading you out in front. You just ride his coattail and pick up the first.
10 at the 37-yard line.
Juwan Young battle in the gun, split backs to either side of him. Take a bit of a wide snap, gets under control, but he is smacked right around the 36, loss of a yard.
Yeah, they tried that speed sweep, the quarterback sweep. Good job by that national defense just staying home, playing the outside shoulder of those offensive linemen.
You see Herbert Moore getting up, doing his little land shark dance. A tribute to his teammates there at Ole Miss. The land shark defense there in Oxford, Mississippi.
36-yard line.
Second down and 11 from around the 36-yard line. Here's Edwards again on the carry. And he'll get a gain of about 2 yards there on second down. Credit Jamal Graves out of Central Arkansas with the stop for the national team.
They had a really good season this year, too, the Bears. I thought they were going to end up in Frisco. You see Anthony Ellis, one of those guys that has been a stud since day one. He was a freshman starter, 3-time all-conference performer, was the Big South Player of the Year. He's a little bit undersized, but he always has the quicks and the ability to find himself disrupting the backfield.
Here's a 3rd and 9. Pass over near side, catch made. And he is going to be hit and pushed back there again. On the reception was Trevor Steinke.
To number 37, Trevor Steinke.
It's going to be short of the first down, brings up 4th down. And a punting situation here for the American team.
Yeah, just great perimeter defense right there by the national team. Again, another stop. We saw this offense slowly start to get things together as far as running the football is concerned, just like they did in the first quarter of this ball game. Now, they're starting to stall a little bit. You know, they can't get the passing game, the vertical passing game going. The running game is becoming stagnant a little bit, and the national team has found some life.
Number 5, Dominic Bonner.
So Dominic Bonner will return this one here for the national team. Here is the punt. Bonner makes the catch at around the 10. Trying to go over to the far side, bit of room out to the 20. 25, looking for a block. Stepping back inside, still on his feet. Into American territory, getting it all the way in to around the 47, 46-yard line.
What was so impressive about that return is that there were no blocks in the back. And that's always tough when you reverse field because you tend to get a guy changing direction and blocking the guy in the back. Didn't happen. He was able to make everything work for him and again, sets this offense up in a great situation.
17 seconds left to go, third quarter, 6-point ball game, but the national team with momentum now to the 46-yard line of the American squad. Back in the game at quarterback is Patrick O'Brien out of Catawba College. Here's O'Brien back to pass. Flush from behind. He's going to be hit, and he's going to be sacked. Give credit to Antoine Miles for beating his man, coming off and making the stop. And Josh Frazier comes in and cleans up for the American team.
He beat him immediately off the snap. Dipped that shoulder under, and that's what's the benefit of having a guy that's a shorter defensive end because these long offensive tackles cannot get that guy blocked, can't get those hands on him. He's able to dip underneath, accelerate to the corner, and get in on the sack.
That's the final play of the third quarter here from Daytona. 3 down, 1 to go here in the Tropical Bowl. National team 19, correction, American team 19. National team 13. We will be back with fourth quarter action right after this here on Flow Sports.
National team 13.
We go to the fourth here in Daytona Beach at the 2018 Tropical Bowl presented by Spiral. American team 19, national team 13. Joshua Jackson alongside the czar of the playbook, Emory Hunt, here for this fourth quarter here in Daytona Beach. They'll fake the end around, sets up the screen over the middle, incomplete, and he had room.
Pass incomplete.
Set up that screen, it falls incomplete. Look, that was Chris Robinson, the intended receiver.
Boy, he had a lot of room. He would have ran all the way back to Delta State if he was able to get that reception.
49-yard line.
It'll be second down and 10 from the 46-yard line of the American team.
You talk about Gulf South Conference, you talk about Delta State. We got West Alabama in this ball game. We have Valdosta State, so a ton of talent, man.
So third and 15 at the 49. Here's O'Brien. Throwing, it is incomplete and nearly picked off by Tony Fields.
O'Brien's pass incomplete.
Jordan Franks was the intended receiver, but Fields almost made a miraculous interception.
Almost pulled it in with one hand, man, and is kind of surprised both players, the receiver and the defensive back. Just a great job getting in on that pass breakup. But I tell you what, man, Joseph Austin of Central Michigan, the left tackle, is having himself a game.
The punting unit comes on here for the national squad.
Back deep, number 37, Trevor Steinke.
Here's Steinke on the return. Steinke hemmed in and tackled inside his own 10. Nice job of coverage there by the national team.
Return. First and 10 for the American team at the 9-yard line.
So game still kind of in the balance here, Emory, with the American team holding on to a 6-point advantage here. We'll see what happens here on this next set of downs here for the team in red.
We'll see how aggressive the play calling becomes. You know, maybe they take a little bit more chances downfield. Who's going to be the quarterback on this series? That's always the key, too, because it could determine how well. Now we're going to see big number 3.
Yeah, there's Montel Cozart out of Boise State. Of course, led the Broncos to the Mountain West Championship this year. And a win in the Las Vegas Bowl. Cozart's first pass is complete over on the far side.
Quarterback Montel Cozart's pass
the reception
is
for
complete.
The American team was Taj Williams.
He's so smooth, man. Like, just effortless. People will say he's not trying hard, but this is how smooth he is. Just a nice route, calm, got both feet in bounds, made a reception, and moved the sticks.
For the American
team at the 21-yard line.
I like how Cozart throws the football.
12 on the play.
Cozart hands off to his back. That's J.J. Green. Green getting outside. Going to have the first down again and runs over a defender.
J.J. Green
runs over Kyle White. And those players over the far side letting him hear about it, but J.J. Green gets the first down.
They're letting Kyle White hear about it too, man. They were harassing him on the last play, and good job by Green, making that guy pause in the hole and just lowers his shoulder. That's momentum, folks.
Momentum wins in this game called football. It's first and 10 at the 34-yard line. Shotgun formation for Cozart. Cozart flushed, and we'll just elect to throw this one away.
Cozart's pass incomplete.
Bit of question, was that intentional grounding, but looked like he got outside of the tackle box and just threw it away.
Threw it away, yeah. He saw the tunnel screen right there, but didn't like the look and decided to throw it away. Good, smart decision.
We've seen a lot we've seen both of these teams really work from the shotgun formation. Is that by design, or we haven't seen too many times where these guys have lined up under center?
I think it's just a good mix. We see a lot of shotgun in the NFL nowadays, and people talk about, oh, so-and-so didn't play under center. Well, the Patriots or whoever you watched yesterday predominantly played in the shotgun.
Here's Gonzalez with the reception. He's got some room here. Nice block by Green. He makes the catch and gets the first down.
Cozart's pass complete.
Out to around the 47-yard line.
I know Cozart mentioned he wants to be a quarterback first, and then the next sentence was, but I am trying to work out that receiver. But he's made some impressive throws. I think he has a future as a quarterback to stick to it and keep working your game, whether that means playing in the NFL or going up north and play. Just stay at the position because he's putting together a nice array of throws. He's thrown to the outside of the numbers, nice over the middle of the field type laser, and just shows good mobility as well in the pocket.
Cozart back to pass again. Finds Gonzalez again, steps back inside, has got room, breaks a tackle. Gets out to the 40-yard line, inside the 40 to around the 39.
And he's also managing this situation because you have to remember, he's playing with the lead. So it's not about aggressive throws. It's about managing the situation, managing the offense in the game, and keeping your offense on pace while also draining this clock.
Cavante Gonzalez out of Southeastern University in Lakeland with the first down for the American team.
Seems to be the favorite target. He's made a lot of plays in the second half.
First and 10 from the 39-yard line. Hands off to Green. Green is stacked up and pushed back in the backfield.
Atlanta on Atlanta crime right there. Georgia State versus Georgia Tech. McKendy Cherador, the big defensive end, he does a great job at the point of attack, man. I've been very impressed with him all week long.
Speaking of Georgia State, just their program with the things that they continue to do. Built a new stadium this year. Of course, they converted the old Braves Stadium into their stadium there, but got their first bowl victory in a very young program. They won the Cure Bowl this year, so that program continues to grow and get better as the years go along.
Sunbelt football at its finest, baby.
Here's Cozart back to pass. Takes a shot deep. This one is caught. What a catch by Taj Williams down to the 1-yard line.
Man, listen, if you're looking for an early candidate for MVP, he has a touchdown, he has some receptions, and he also has a highlight. You see right here, just a great throw by Cozart, just putting it where his receiver can go up and make a play. You see Taj Williams, big smooth, just going up once again and snatching it away from Kyle White, who's having a tough go at it this series.
Unbelievable game for Taj Williams. Hands off to the back, trying to spin his way across the goal line. No signal yet. Down at the 1.
Guys are motioning to the sideline to keep at it and running it again. They got a chance because this offensive line, like we said earlier, has been leaning on this defensive front. And now they have some confidence. They're winning with the passing game. Their vertical passing game is going. They want to just power this right in there for 6.
Eugene Bethea on the carry down to the 1-yard line. Second and goal from inside the 1. Montel Cozart out of Boise State at the controls of this American team offense. Hands off to Bethea once again, follows the Big Uglies into the end zone. Touchdown, American team.
Eugene Bethea on the carry.
That was too easy right there, man. You talk about an offensive line just kind of almost like a swinging gate. You just saw that. Look at that left side. Just pushed that defensive front back into the end zone, 2 yards into the end zone, but they really didn't have to do anything but just fall forward.
That's a drive that started at the 9-yard line. That's a 91-yard touchdown drive for the American team.
That's what you want to see. Cozart came to the game, hadn't played all game long. We were trying to figure out what was going on. He gets in and leads a 95-yard touchdown drive, so very impressive.
Kicking unit comes on once again to try to extend this lead. And Sergio Schroka coming on for the extra point. His kick just gets inside the left upright. It's good.
It's good.
10:50 left to go, fourth quarter. American team 26, national team 13. So Cozart comes off of the bench cold, leads a 90-plus yard drive into the end zone, results in a touchdown.
And now that puts a lot of pressure on the national offense to come out and respond. They were sort of teetering on the brink for a minute, looking for that knockout blow to take the lead. Now they find themselves down 2 scores. And so they're going to be forced to open up their passing game a little bit more to see if they can get to cut this lead in half pretty quickly before the time runs out.
9 plays, 91 yards, culminating in the 1-yard touchdown for Eugene Bethea, but highlighted by that big catch by Taj Williams to get it down to the 2.
Big smooth, man. This guy is silky smooth. You talk about a receiver that's 6'4", 195, excellent route runner. His releases are clean, and you see him show the ability to catch the football with different platforms. We saw him reach out and extend on the sideline. We saw him go up and snatch deep down the field. So he's making a lot of impressive catches. I would be willing to bet he's a guy that's making himself known to these scouts out here.
As Deion Sanders says, if you ball, you get the call, and he might get a call from a few scouts here this afternoon.
Especially at that size and showing the ability to not only play outside, but he can play inside as well. So he has a bright future ahead of him.
Kicking unit getting set to come on here. You take a look at Charles Nelson out of Oregon. There's one thing they do is they put skill position guys into the NFL. There's just so much speed there at that team up there in Eugene, Oregon.
And it's so much talent. You saw him scoring touchdowns as a receiver, as a kickoff returner, and also as a punt returner. So they also like to put the ball in the end zone too.
Mario Cristobal will take the controls of that program as Willie Taggart moves over to Florida State starting next year. Here's the kick. Be taken from the 1. And a nice tackle there.
On the return,
On the tackle on Newsome was Naquan Thomas out of Fairmont State.
Another Falcon making a stop here, making big plays. So good job by Fairmont State. Good form tackle.
At the 19-yard line.
Newsome goes immediately down.
So 1st and 10 for the national squad at the 19-yard line. Their own 19-yard line. Danny Etling back in the game at quarterback for the national team. And off to the back, Rams is Owens. Owens, bit of a hole, getting out to the 22.
Got a nice matchup down here at the bottom of the screen between Laverick Johnson of Western Kentucky and Jared Beard of Kentucky Wesleyan. That's a good matchup. Two bigger players, physical guys. I like to see those guys go at it.
Gain of about 3 on the play for Rams is Owens. Etling back to pass here on 2nd down. Swings it out to Owens. Went off his hands on a big hit.
Pass incomplete.
Oh, my goodness. That was Dion Pierre just decleated Ramses Owens.
6 feet 212, but hits like a tank. You saw him just level out Ramses right there on the flat route. That's a pass that you want Etling to throw directly into the numbers, not allow him to go up and get it, which left him vulnerable for that hellacious hit by Pierre. But again, those Sanford linebackers have been playing well all week long.
3rd and 7 from around the 23. Here's Etling. Takes a shot, and it's incomplete. Looking for Jared Beard.
Danny Etling's pass incomplete.
And the punting unit will come on for the national team. You got to wonder for this national team offense how many more opportunities you're going to have to try to get back in this contest. You've got 10-13, all 3 of your timeouts, but it's the 4th quarter. You got to find a way to put something together.
Got to find a way to stack good plays after one another, and they couldn't do that again. And here's the thing, just to defend the quarterbacks for a second, you know, you're working with guys for 2 days. You don't really know the timing, their speed, so it's a challenge in these all-star games, but you still have to find a way. And that's what scouts do take that into account. I know he's playing with new guys, but still got to find a way to move the football. We saw Koser come in cold and move the offense down the field. So, yes, there's a reason, but it's not an excuse.
Barnes' punt, Tremaine Washington on the return. He's stopped in his tracks at around the 32-yard line.
Tackled by number 10, James Graves from Central Arkansas.
So you see the look at Tremaine Washington out of Louisville on the return there for the American team.
At the 32-yard
Under 10 minutes left to go, 4th quarter. American team on top, 26-13.
Keep an eye on the Nationals team defensive lineman Ari Anderson Jr., out of Idaho. You know that program is going back down to FCS this upcoming season, but he's another one of these squatty defensive interior linemen that can make some hay because of what he can do from a strength standpoint and a disruptive standpoint.
Montel Kozar back in the game at quarterback. Previous drive led a 9-play, 91-yard touchdown drive. Hands off to his back. Still on his feet. Lost the football. And it's going to be recovered by the national team. National squad not out of it yet. As Colton McKay comes on for the fumble recovery.
Colton
Number
McKay out of
37 on the
Clarion.
recovery,
Just a good
Colt
run,
McKay
but you
from
got to
Clarion.
protect the football.
1st and 10 for the national
Heck of an effort
team
right there
at the 43-yard
by
line.
number 45, I believe. Hayden Eigel fighting back from Florida Atlantic and making the fumble, forcing a fumble. And McKay was Johnny on the spot, setting up the offense in a good position.
1st and 10 for the national squad at the American team 42. Brandon Harris back in the game at quarterback. He'll throw, and that was nearly picked off. Batting that one away over the middle is Raymond Davison out of Cal Berkeley.
At the 43-yard line.
2 Cal Bears in this ball game. You want to see Brandon Harris really rise to the occasion and move this offense down the field and try to find some continuity with at least one of the receivers and start working that angle.
2nd and 10 from the 42. Harris throws, catch made over the middle. Stop made by Nate Gaines, but Daquan Neal with the reception for a gain of about 5 yards there on 2nd down.
Yeah, Nate Gaines closes so quickly to the football. That was impressive to me all week long at practice. This guy just getting from the back half all the way down to the line of scrimmage in a blink of an eye and making plays.
Here's 3rd down and about 5 from around the 33, 32-yard line. Harris throwing in, completes.
Harris's pass.
That was Nate Gaines again on the pass breakup as the pass intended for Daquan Neal.
5 at the 38.
Here's 4th and 5.
They're going for it.
Down 2 scores, approaching 9 minutes left to go, 4th quarter.
You see the Nico Carter check back into the ball game. That's been their big-time playmaker at the receiver position. He checks right back out. So
4th and 5 here for the national squad. Desperately need this conversion. Harris from the gun. Stepping up, flushed. Takes a shot. This one is, did he make the catch? They're going to say that's a catch. Pharaoh McKeever, the tight end out of FIU, moves the chains.
it's a good job by him coming back to the football, helping out his quarterback.
Pharaoh McKeever.
He's had a nice run today. He had some good receptions. So he's been playing well, man.
And has blocked pretty well today as well. He's definitely shown his versatility from that tight end spot. Keeper, Brandon Harris. Harris inside the 10, brought down at the 9.
Nice job by Harris, just reading the defense and pulling that football and getting outside. You see linebacker closed down, lane opened up, Harris took off.
1st and goal from the 9. Harris hands off to his back, and he is stuffed. That's Arkiel Newsome on the carry, but found nothing, got back to the line of scrimmage.
Great team defense right there by the American squad.
Jason Beck out of Eastern Michigan coming off the bottom of the pile. 2nd and goal from the 9. Approaching 8 minutes left to go, 4th quarter.
2nd and goal at the 9-yard line.
Nico Carter, he'll be in the game, receiver to the bottom of your screen. They're going to throw it. Ball's bounce off the air. That's picked off in the backfield. That was picked off in the back of the end zone, and that is Marcellus Pippins. That's the 3rd or 4th time we've called his name today.
And all of his big plays have happened in the end zone. He batted down 2 fade balls and now catches the interception that was off of a tip pass thanks to that defensive lineman. Good job by Pippins. Once again,
I believe that was Josh Frazier out of Alabama getting his hands on that ball, batting it up in the air. And Pippins getting there and making the interception as we see a bit of the electric slide here from the defensive players from the American team. They might have watched the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday.
Just a little bit. But Pippins has had himself a day, man. Like, again, you want all of your big plays to come in big-time moments. They've all come in the end zone as a result of him breaking up a pass, but now you saw him grab the interception. Can the American team close out this game or at least shrink this clock with a good 4-minute drive here?
Goes our 1st and 10 from the 20. Hands off to the back, turning the corner. Head of steam still on his feet. Finally cut down across the 35 at the 37-yard line. That's Malik Williams on the carry after another first down for the American team.
Cozart just has, since he's coming to the game, you see the offense just not miss a beat. But good job right there by Williams, just running behind his pads. And you can see why he was an effective kickoff returner, because once he gets going at that size, he could really pick up that acceleration pretty quickly.
1st and 10 at the 37. Another big hole here for the American team. That ground game has just been amazing today.
29, Malik Williams.
Malik Williams once again on the carry. Check that out, Zach Green on the carry, excuse me.
Green has had a heck of a day. He fumbled on the last series. Good to see him get right back in the game, get the football protected, and pick up a first down, or nearly a first down.
Gain of 9 on the play. Second and a yard from the 46. Cozart from the gun. Hands off to his back again with the head of steams. Got the first down, getting further into national team territory. That is Malik Williams. Another first down for the American team.
These outside runs don't happen unless you're getting great play along the offensive line. Watch number 74 just do a great job walling off the defender. That's Dontavius Blair out of West Alabama, 6'8", 305. So they're running weak side. They're running right behind that left tackle, and that's why they're gaining so many yards.
1st and 10 for the American team at the 42. Hands up to the back. He's hit and swallowed up in the backfield. It's Anthony Ellis on the stop for the national team.
That's the guy we talked about earlier. Ellis is a guy that's undersized, 6'1", 245, and plays defensive end. He's a true defensive end in that Charleston Southern defense coming out of the Big South Conference. You see right there, just an active player, finds his way into the backfield and is always disruptive. This has been par for the course for how he has played his entire career.
That's Williams on the carry for the American team. Loss of 2 on the play. Cozart takes the shotgun snap. Takes a shot. Throw it deep, looking for Gonzalez. Incomplete. He took a shot in the pocket, but got enough on it to try to get to Gonzalez. It falls incomplete, brings a 3rd down.
I want to say that's his first incomplete pass, and that was a good throw. You like to see Gonzalez able to lay out for that ball, but good pass right there. Nice patient throw. Got enough on it to where he was able to run underneath it, but just missed him. Would have been a big play.
It's 3rd and 12 from around the 44-yard line. Cozart stepping up in the pocket. Hit, and he'll go down. Saw that one late, and there's that man again, Emory and Anthony Ellis.
Yeah, that's a great job by Ellis, being active, staying with it, and getting them down on the ground. And credit Cozart for not dropping that football, because Ellis took a heck of a swipe at it and nearly came over with a strip sack fumble.
Punting unit comes on again for the American team. It's Kyle DeWeen doing the punting for the American squad. DeWeen out of UB, Buffalo.
4th down and 13 at the 45.
DeWeen's punt high and short. Calls for the fair catch, and he will make it as Dominic Bonner
Kyle DeWeen on the punt.
on the return. Falling for the fair catch, he'll take it, and that's what the Nationals will go 1st and 10.
Dominic Bonner. 1st and 10 for the
4:52 left to go here in the 4th quarter. American team on top, 26-13. National squad, you got to think Emory's got to go down this field quickly to try to get back in this contest.
Yeah, we're probably going to see the pace pick up a little bit. They have O'Brien coming back into the game at quarterback, the passer out of Catawba coming in, see if they can push his ball vertically downfield.
They probably found their best success offensively with him at quarterback for this national squad.
I believe so, too.
1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. O'Brien will work from the gun. He will hand off on the delayed draw. That is Chris Robinson. Robinson gets his way out to the 24-yard line for a gain of 5.
Good matchup at the bottom of the screen once again. Danico Carter versus Shaq Wiggins out of Tennessee. Wiggins is about 5'8", 5'9", and we know about how well Carter plays above the rim at 6'4". We'll see if they take that option in the passing game.
2nd and 5 from the 24. O'Brien digs out a low snap. Throws over the middle. That catch is made. It is a first down for the American team. The clock does stop as Charles Nelson makes the catch.
To number 6, Charles Nelson.
It's a tough catch over the middle of the field by Nelson, man. Little guy playing
First
big.
and 10 for the national team.
Back to pass is O'Brien. Takes a deep shot, looks for a man, incomplete, was looking for Charles Nelson. Flag's going to get thrown.
Yeah, he had the inside of his jersey. Otherwise, Nelson would have had a touchdown because good read by O'Brien, and he was able to split that seam in between the safety and corner, and O'Brien saw it right away. But good job by the defender, giving up 15 as opposed to giving up a touchdown.
Pass interference.
Pass interference, the call, 15-yard penalty. It's first down for the national team. Clock stops with about or approaching 3 minutes left to go here in this fourth quarter.
49-yard line.
First and 10 from around the 49. Actually, they'll move it back to the 48. Movement into the neutral zone. O'Brien's got a free play, throws it out, catch made. Getting it out.
Flag on the play.
To Shandon Jones. But they are going to get Antoine Miles for getting into the neutral zone a bit early.
Yeah, once he saw him jump offside, they'll take the penalty here and keep it down.
Stay first down after the 5-yard penalty. As the ball moves into American team territory
First
at the
and
47.
5 at the 47.
Have the tight end open in the slot.
O'Brien looks, throws, passes to that tight end, but dropped the football.
O'Brien's pass
Jordan
incomplete.
Franks out of
Intended
UCF,
for number
dropping the
81,
football.
Jordan Franks.
Brings up second down.
You feel bad for Franks because he's had those issues all week long and had 2 big drops in his ball game. He was wide open. They left him open. Maybe they left him open for a reason. You know, he proved to be self-check on that play, but you want to see a guy fight through that adversity and start making some plays for his team.
O'Brien pointing something out in the American team defense. O'Brien loads, throws, looks for a man, picked off. Picking that football off is Nate Gaines.
Talked about the range all week long and in this ball game. You saw right there, he had the receiver wide open. Charles Nelson was streaking down the sideline. It was going to be a beat to the football. Who's going to get there first, the safety or the football? And the safety made it there in time. Nate Gaines with the interception, just capping off an impressive week of practice.
Nate Gaines, the free safety, 6'2", 215, out of Texas San Antonio. The former Road Runner comes up big there with the interception. That might seal it. So the second consecutive drive, Emory, that a national team offense is turned away as a result of an interception. A few moments ago was Pippins. This time it's Nate Gaines.
Now, I'm full disclosure, you know, early in this week, watching these guys practice, I was like, hey, the American team, I think is going to win the game. You know, and it's because of what we're talking about all throughout the broadcast, is how well they are up front along the offensive line, 15, what they've been able to do from a defensive perspective. Their practices were a little bit more aggressive. So I think Todd Littlejohn did a great job in prepping this team and getting these guys ready to come out here and compete, ready to play.
Holding call here against the American team. Will cost them 10 yards. As we approach 2 minutes left to go here in this fourth quarter.
Holding on the offense.
So after the holding penalty is going to back up the American team all the way to their own 8-yard line.
First and 20 at the 9-yard line.
Shotgun formation for Cozart. Cozart looks, he's going to be hit, and he's going to go down. That's Brandon Bryant on the sack, the linebacker and strong safety out of Lafayette College.
Like when you see him, and again, he just
Number 3,
is always
Montel
around
Cozart,
the football.
sacked by
I was
number
at the game when they
43,
played Princeton, and he was
Brandon
just
Bryant.
all over the field once again. And this has just been a theme his entire
Lafayette
career.
College. Second down.
Look at Eric Gallo,
21
starting center
at
for the
8-yard
American
line.
team. A 3-year starter for the Hokies.
Not quite beamer ball, but same rules apply.
Does Fuente ball have the same ring? as
It
Beamer
doesn't
ball?
have the same ring, but as long as Bud Foster is there, you
Absolutely.
still have some.
You will have some elements of Beamer ball there.
Exactly.
With his defensive prowess and as well as the things he does on special teams, yeah, they will always have those echoes of Frank Beamer somewhere. With you've got Bud Foster as the defensive coordinator. Third down and long after the incomplete pass for the American team. They'll hand off to the back this time, looking for a bit of room. Was Eugene Bethea.
15, Eugene Bethea.
Good tackle
on the
right there
carry.
by number 98, Bishop Woods. Second time we've
Tackled
called
by
his name from
number
Murray State.
98 from Murray State, Bishop Woods. Fourth
Racers.
down and 17.
And fans, stick around. 2:30 this afternoon, 2:30 Eastern Time. We'll have the Globe Bowl. Team USA will take on the international team. 2:30 p.m. this afternoon here on Flow Sports.
Number 6, Charles Nelson.
As the punting unit comes on here for the American team. Nelson calls for the fair catch. He'll make it at around the 49-yard line of the American team. That's where the Nationals will go
Charles
first
Nelson
and
on the
10.
fair
Right now for the
catch.
national team,
First
Mike, it's all
and
about
10
Emory, excuse me.
for
It's
the
all about pride
national
right now.
team.
Yeah, it's all about pride, trying to
At
put
the
together positive
American
tape. You have a
team's
less than 2-minute
49-yard
situation you
line.
can find yourself in right here. Just try to make some positive things happen before this game is over. It's been mostly about the week of practice, being evaluated all week long by these scouts, and now you're in a game situation. You want to see how it plays out. So not too worried about the score. Just want to finish strong and put together some positive film.
Danny Etling will work from the gun, first and 10 from the American team 49. Up in the pocket, he is hit and he is crunched by Richard Johnson out of Howard.
Danny Etling sacked.
Been wanting to see him make a play
By
all
number
week long,
52.
and sure enough, he stepped up big in this
Richard
situation
Johnson
and
from
put them
Howard
back
University.
behind the chains once again, getting off his block and meeting Danny Etling right there in the pocket.
Howard had a tremendous year this year under first-year head coach Mike London. Really turned that program around up there in Washington, D.C. Etling back to pass here on second down. Out route incomplete intended for his receiver in Farrell
Etling's
McKeever.
pass incomplete.
There, you talk about Mike
Intended
London.
for
I
number
mean,
47,
an instant
Farrell McKeever.
turnaround. I'm talking about the same guys that were there last year. Took those same players that went 2-9 and led them to a 7-4 season.
And came very close to winning the MEAC this year. It was a tightly contested MEAC at the top of the division, but
Less than
Howard's
1
going to be a
minute to
team
play
that's
in
going to be
regulation.
making a whole lot of noise. You know who's the quarterback up there at Howard is Cam Newton's little brother, and Kalen Newton.
Kalen Newton, who may be up for the Freshman of the Year honors in the ECAC.
Absolutely. Throwing here on third down, deep shot incomplete. Was looking for Jared Beard.
Beckham's
Yeah, I think Beard's more of a possession guy, not the type of guy you want to go deep down the field. He's more of a powerful guy. Get him on those short
Flag on the
intermediate
play.
routes across the middle of the field and allow him to work his magic afterwards.
There is a flag on the play. It's going to
personal
go against
foul,
the
roughing the
American
passer.
team for roughing the passer. So it will cost the American team 15 yards and a first down out to the 39-yard line.
First and 10 for the national team at the 39-yard line.
Etling in the gun. That's Ramsby, his back, sidecar to his right. movement along the line of scrimmage.
I don't think they were set.
Flag on the play.
Well, Emery, both of our teams are represented this afternoon. Of course, my Jacksonville Jaguars will be in that first game against the Steelers today. Your New Orleans Saints will be in the second game against a Minnesota team that many people feel could be the first team in NFL history that could host the Super Bowl.
And again, when you look at both of those games, the common theme is defense. Jacksonville has great defense. Minnesota has great defense. And both the Saints and Steelers have good defenses. So which offense can you trust to move the football on a consistent basis will probably ultimately determine the winner. It should be two really good games, better than what we had yesterday.
Absolutely. I'm just going to try to stress myself out today for a young man who's struggled with this football team in Jacksonville for several years. It's been rough as Ramsey makes the catch over the middle. Gain of about 8 yards, gets it out to the 31-yard line as the clock will run with under 35 seconds left to go here.
Etling's pass complete.
Ramsey was operating as if he was playing NFL rules and got up, which is the right thing to do.
They run until they blow the whistle, and they're going to clock the ball as Etling throws the ball into the ground to stop the clock with about 20 or so seconds left to go. American team's just trying to finish this game off strong. Our national team, trying to finish this game off strong with some points.
So where you want to see which defensive lineman can step up and close the game out. Who can break free and get that sack?
I got my money on Frazier. I think Josh Frazier out of Alabama, that nose tackle, can come in and possibly shut this one down. We'll see. The catch made over the middle. That's Daquan Neal with the reception.
Complete to number 8, Daquan Neal.
We'll stop the clock momentarily to move the chains for a first down. And they'll spike the ball, and a flag's going to be thrown. Could it possibly be for too many men against the American team?
Flag on the play.
So that's exactly what it's going to be, a legal substitution against the American team.
I like how Coach Stock is coaching through this game, because if it was me, it would have been straight knees.
Illegal substitution on defense.
Out.
Exactly.
But I like how he's coaching through this game, giving these guys extra reps on film, which is most important. Big matchup right there, 59 Central Michigan against Howard's defensive end. Who wins that battle?
Here's Etling, flush from the pocket, rolling, looking, throwing, tipped and nearly picked off. That was Pippins once again.
Pippins has played himself well into the discussion for MVP of this game.
City State.
Marcellus Pippins out of Washington State already with an interception this afternoon, but has made several plays in the defensive secondary for the American team. Clock stops with 8 seconds left to go here in the ball game.
I love how they allow these guys to swap logos and like they used to do back in the day in these old All-Star games.
Here's Etling. Out route catch made. That is a first down. That is Daquan Neal with the reception.
To number 8,
Clock will
Daquan
stop.
Neal. First
Set
and
the
goal
chains.
at the 4-yard line.
Etling takes the snap. And actually a timeout will be taken by the national team.
National team.
It's the last play of the game here.
Timeout taken by the national squad. But Emory, as we get to the final part of this contest, they've just seen so much talent on this team. And again, we could possibly see some guys on this field get their name called on draft day.
Absolutely. You talk about a game that has gotten significantly better over the course of the last 3 to 4 years. This game, with all the talent that they have at their disposal, you're going to see some guys get drafted. You're going to see some guys not only just make camps, but have significant roles in camps and get all the way to that 3rd or 4th preseason game. So this has been a really good roster top to bottom. Both teams have been impressive all week long, and I'm glad to be a part of this game, doing a broadcast with you, and just seeing how these guys get out here and compete. Just 2 days of practice. You know, I'll be at the Shrine game next week and the Senior Bowl following that, and they have full 3 to 4 days. These guys, 2 days, got it going, got the plays down, and have been able to execute at a high level. This has been a fairly entertaining game.
Here's the final play of the contest here. Looking is Etling, throwing, there's a catch, and there's a touchdown for the national team. And that's Jared Beard finding the end zone. That is the final play here of the Tropical Bowl. Well, they allowed him to come on to attempt the extra point. We'll see if they allow him to come on to do the extra point.
Coach Mike Stock just pointed out there, is like, no, we want the extra point. He is coaching through this ball game, I'm telling you.
So the extra point team will come on, the kicking team will come on. As the players wanted him to go for 2, but the kicking unit will come on as Aaron Medley will come on to attempt the extra points.
Zero on the clock. Extra point will still be attempted.
That's a beautiful helmet. That Tennessee
the block tee.
That block tee, that orange.
Aaron
Can't go wrong with that.
Tennessee.
We'll see if things can move in the right direction for Tennessee. They've been struggling the past few years. Final play of the Tropical Bowl is the extra point. It is good, and that is a final here from Daytona Beach. American team 26, national team 20. Again, fans, 2:30 this afternoon. We'll have coverage of the Globe Bowl here between Team USA and the international team. For the czar of the playbook, Emery Hunt, and for all those who make this broadcast possible, my name is Joshua Jackson. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. The final outcome here from Daytona Beach, American team 26, national team 20. We'll talk to you again at 2:30 for the Globe Bowl right here on FloSports. So long, everybody.